The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers podcast, show number 399, being recorded on July the 11th, 2022. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Watchlock, and today I'm joined by my friend from Little Ohio, somehow in Mayo's house. Evan Tanaka is here. Woo, Evan, welcome.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm over here in the Mayo's house in the land of corn. I'm sitting on Mayo's lap right now.
Yes. Like, people think we're joking right now. People are like, no, there's no way he's inside No, he is. I see him. He is inside Mayo's house. I think he's holding a gun to Mayo's side there. And Mayo, you know, just like wink if you need help. Yeah. You know, just give me a sign, Mayo. All right, give me a sign. And Steve Willie of the Mayo is here. Welcome, Mayo. Welcome.
Hey, what's up, Jesus? How's it going?
Pretty good. So, yeah, Evan's in your house. How's that going?
Yeah, he just showed up. I don't know. We were just talking one day. Next thing I know, I have Evan at the door.
Yep.
Damn.
That's right.
That's a true fan.
I voted for Mayo as best host because I'm able to just show up at his house. I can't. I don't know. Maybe things would be different, Jesus, if you let me stay at your house.
Just show up at my house. Just, all right, Evan. And then he buys you a TV while you're there?
Yeah.
God. They're not even like a ghetto TV. They're like a fucking nice 4K TV.
4K 120 hertz. Oh, yeah.
Damn. Mayo is the best host.
He brought his PlayStation along, so we gotta hook it up to that.
Yeah. Play some PlayStation 5. Yeah. You gonna buy him a gaming PC too so he can game while he's there?
Yeah, we're gonna go to Micro Center because we have Micro Center.
You guys are gonna build one just so you can play while you're there.
Yep.
Nice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Gunny Chief Henley Merrill cannot be here right now. He might join us later, but you know, it's all good because we got Evan here and Mayo and me, and we're fine. And sorry about last week and the week before that. Personally, man, I've just been really busy and our schedules haven't been able to line up. And yeah.
Yeah, it's been like impossible to get together. Like I had to work last week as well, and then I think you worked during the day and had the evening free, and I was working in the evening. And
yeah, and then it was 4th of July on top of everything last week on the Monday, so we couldn't really get together to record. I mean, yeah, it's 4th of July, man. Come on. It's America's birthday. Come on now.
Right.
Anyways. Welcome to the show.
Drive all the way to Ohio to get on the show.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Gas is expensive right now.
It's like the worst time to drive across the country. Oh, shit. Anyways, you can follow us on Twitter at _Horrible Gamers. We serve you on iTunes. Join us on Spotify as well as Facebook and our community, a Horrible Gamers Podcast community. It's a closed group on Facebook. We also have a Discord. Make sure to click the link in the show notes for that Discord, and it'll open the Discord app on your phone and bring you right to us, right here. You'll be right here with us. Maybe not as close as Evan is to Mayo right now, but pretty close. Okay, you might get close. Not that close, though. Anyways, you can also support the show with the monies if you head on over to Patreon and become a patron on Patreon.
How do you do that while you're pulling it up, Jesus? How do
you go to patreon.com/horrible gamers and click the little blue button, and it'll tell you to put your credit card information in, and then that's it. How you become a Patreon. Anyways, big shout out to our friend Leahy, our friend Jason Sams, Robert Noble, Sean Petrarek, Chad, Henley M, Pork Chop Poo, the best HGP host ever, and Evan, Big Girls in plural, Big D Tanaka. and Jonathan Hall. And last but not least, Bill, HGP Patreon. First HGP Patreon, Bill, still even the biggest, D. Gardner II, the Elden Lord. He is now there on the list as well. Well, he's been on the list. Anyways. Also support the show by heading over to Redbubble. Get yourself some nice gear. Just search for Horrible Gamers and Redbubble, and you'll find us. Once you find us, you're able to purchase stuff in the store. So go do that. And also head on over to Manscaped and use promo code HGP20. Get yourself some nice manscaping equipment. That way you can shave your balls and keep yourself happy and your significant other happy. Or maybe just your sexual partner happy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're not significant. I don't know. Anyways, go keep those people happy. Head on over to manscaped.com. Use promo code HGP20 and get yourself 20% off any purchase with free shipping worldwide. And shout out to Phantom Mick for the intro and outro music to the show. Now let's talking about video games, guys. So I played some video games this last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I played video games. Yes. I played the new what the fuck is that game called? Is it called Starship Troopers?
Yeah, Terran Command, yes.
Terran Command, yeah. So I played some of that the other day, and I didn't really like it, man. It was, I mean, I don't know if I wasn't in the mood for it, maybe, or maybe it was too micromanagey for me, you know, because I enjoy games like Total War, Three Kingdoms, or whatever. You know, you guys heard me talk about that in the past, you know, and then that's more like I'm not controlling the units in my army. I'm kind of just sending my army out, and they automatically attack in whatever formation I send them out in. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, like, pretty much the way, you know, Total War Three Kingdoms works is you set up your units, like, you have a battlefield, and you got the pre-battle screen. And in the pre-battle screen, you'll set the direction where your reinforcements will arrive from. So they could arrive from the right, the left, the south, and the north. And then you'll set up your units like your army. You'll set up your cavalry, your archers, your swordsmen. And then you can give each different unit commands. So you can say, like, okay, I don't want the cavalry to charge. I want you guys to hold. And I want the archers to hold here. And I want the swordsmen to go forward. So you can kind of set it up so you kind of have like a... kind of like a strategy, right? Like a battle plan for when the battle begins. In Terran Command, it's a little bit different, whereas you're controlling like specific individual squads within the battlefield. And I would, how would I like say this? This is more like, instead of being big scale like Total War, Three Kingdoms or something, it is more smaller scale. Think like XCOM almost. Where you're not controlling them like XCOM. They're not like one player and then one moves to like 3 little squares. No, it's not like that. You can move them around freely. There's no time limit on that. It's just like you're controlling like 10, like a group of 10 guys, and that's a squad. And then you got another group of 10 guys, and then sometimes you'll have like a group of like snipers or rocket troopers or like flamethrower guys or whatever, and those only have like 2 or 3 guys in their squad. And like every so often in the maps, there are they're called the radio towers, but they're more like checkpoints in my opinion. So you got to go up to them. You put like your little unit in the circle, and the little circle starts filling up, blue or whatever, and then pretty much you at that point, you capture that radio tower, and with that radio tower captured, you can select the squad that's been injured, or like maybe they've had soldiers die on their squad. You can select them and have like the command, I guess, or backup or headquarters, whoever, fucking send more troops in. So they'll send in a group and they'll kind of replenish them, and then they'll be back up to full health. Or you might just get a whole new unit. If like a unit completely died, you may be able to just replace that unit, and they'll send a whole new unit in or whatever. And there's that. And like you got to clear out these bug nests. They're like these little caves that like, when you go to them, they're usually pretty heavy surrounded, like by the big bugs or whatever, you know. And you got to kind of like sit there and have your guys attack the outside till they clear everything out. And then you send one unit into the cave, and they may take some damage while they're in there, but you don't see them. You just kind of see them run into the cave, and you see them you hear them shooting in there, but you don't see anything. And then they come running back out when they capture they kill the nest or whatever, right? And pretty much each level consists of you running through a map. It's not an open world, but kind of like you're running through it's almost like a linear map. You're kind of running to an objective. And you're pretty much at that point just trying to clear out nest, secure radio towers. And every so often you'll run into say like civilians or something, right? And you'll run into them and they'll be getting attacked by the bugs. So you gotta send your unit to protect them or whatever and fucking hold off the bugs while they get rescued.
The missions where you gotta try to protect somebody and you automatically fail if they die.
No, I don't know. I don't know if you fail because, 2 guys died last time I ran into them. I don't know if they were just supposed to die, but they did die. And we just kept going with the mission. We just kept going to the next objective. Like, fuck it, yeah, there's really no punishment for your guys dying, it feels like. So you kind of just get to you get to the checkpoint and you just replenish them and then you're fine. So it doesn't really matter if somebody dies or whatever. But yeah, and so that really wasn't my type of game. It was kind of expensive as well. It was like $30, I would say.
Yeah, it's $30.
And for what I got for $30, it wasn't really worth it. So I didn't like it at all. It's just not my thing.
You probably returned it the way you were talking about it.
Yeah, I did.
It looks like it's got big battles. They look big, but
maybe in terms of scale, the battle is big, but you're just controlling a certain group of units, a small amount of units on that map. Now, I don't know. Maybe I would say later on in the campaign, you're right. Maybe there could be some crazy big battle where you're controlling a bunch of units. Maybe they're trying to make me familiarize myself with how they work, right? And maybe later on they're going to be like, all right, fuck it. Now you know how everything works. Fucking try to run this huge battle and see what happens.
Yeah,
maybe.
I see some of these bases. It shows it looks like you're trying to defend your base. And
yeah.
You have troops all over it.
Yeah, you can put little troops down, and like I said, you can tell them to hold in this spot, hold in that spot. And you don't really have to tell them to attack anything. They automatically fire at anything that moves. So if a fucking bug is coming, they'll just start automatically shooting at it. They won't they will not shoot through each other though. So your guys won't shoot. If you have 2 units side by side and the bug is coming from the right, the guys on the left of that unit won't shoot towards the right. They'll just kind of stand there because I don't know if there's friendly fire or not, but I'm assuming that's why. They don't want to attack your own guys, I guess. But yeah, anyways, besides that, I played a little bit of Diplomacy is Not an Option. So now a big update came up for that. And they pretty much added a new challenge mode to the game where they added challenge mode, but each challenge can be you can go in there and tweak the difficulty of the challenge. You can say I want it to be easy. I want it to be a beginner level, or I want it to be an expert level. And there's a creative mode where pretty much all you do is build. All you do is build your castle and kind of just build a huge castle because no one's ever attacking you, so you never got to micromanage the resources. But there's also levels where you get attacked by a little wave or a bigger wave, or you get attacked by a huge the royal military, the guys that have the big armor. You get attacked by them every so often in some waves. So the challenges can be set to different difficulties. I personally don't want to try the hardest one because it just seems impossible. Because that one's right off the bat, you're getting attacked by zombies and the peasants every night. Every night. There's going to be zombies and peasants coming after you. So it's man, every night, you know how hard it is to get resources set up and done and units trained and everything in one day. In that game, a day goes by really fast, so it's kind of impossible. But yeah, I'm excited to see what else they bring out to Diplomacy is Not an Option. I really, really like that fucking game a lot. And what else? And other stuff that I've been playing some more Battlefield 2042. So I was playing with the other day by myself. I found this server that was really cool, Mayo. It was a 128 player server playing Rush and everything was sped up. Like the character movement was sped up. The weapon, like the way everything was sped up by like a tad bit, so it felt really, really fast, almost like Call of Duty. And even like the vehicle respawns were like faster than normal. They were like down to like 30 seconds instead of being like a minute and a half long, where like if a vehicle blows up, you have to wait for it to spawn that long. No, and like this match, the fucking vehicle respawns for like 30 seconds or 20 seconds. It was really low. So like as soon as the vehicle blew up, pretty much you were guaranteed that vehicle was going to come right back into the battle like 20 seconds later. It was kind of a hectic matches and maps. I mean, but it was really cool, man, because I played like on Caspian Border. We played on No Shark Canals. We played on some of the Battlefield Bad Company maps. And then as well as some of the new maps as well, like the new Battlefield maps. So that was really cool. And I really, really enjoyed that server. The only downside to the
server.
It kind of felt like Call of Duty Battlefield, man. That's what it felt like. Legit, it felt like you were like playing Call of Duty.
If it's all fast paced like that.
It wasn't like super, like it wasn't fast, like super fast like that, but it was faster than normal. Like your guy ran a little bit faster. Like everything just felt a little bit faster. Not super fast, not to the point where like I'm wall sliding and wall jumping and fucking doing crazy shit, you know, but it felt a little bit faster, and it was kind of a good pace, I felt like.
Were they just testing that out?
No, that was like a custom server somebody created. Like somebody went in there and tweaked all the settings, and he made the server like that. Yeah, and that server was packed. I mean, it had like the full 128 players were in there. I mean, so that was kind of crazy to have like all those players in there. And then even when I joined, there was like a queue of people to join the server. So I mean, so it was obviously a popular server. The only downside to it all though was that I did have like a higher ping than normal, way higher than normal. And I don't know why. I'm assuming it's because it was probably an East Coast like person hosting this, or like a European maybe hosting this. I don't know, you know, but like it was really high ping, man. So yeah.
Yeah, I know what that's like. Usually when we're playing together, I'm always the one with the high ping over here because you're hosting. I'm over here with the 100 ping or whatever. Definitely.
So other than that, I've what else did I play this week? So I played some more of that. Then I played some
Ready or Not.
Some Ready or Not. That's right. And I actually played with Evan the other night, and yeah, I mean the new update is out for the people that own the regular non-premium version of the game. I mean, if you own just the regular version, the update is out now, and pretty much the new update added new characters to their levels. So the crack house has like new people in it. Like you can tell who like looks like a bad guy kind of, and then you can tell who like is like a crackhead. You know what I mean? So everybody's like, they look like crackheads. They don't look the same as the other NPCs when they used to before. As well as like the map with the mansion, like the security guards look different now. Like some of them don't, like some of them have like the bulletproof armor vest on or whatever, but a lot of them are just wearing like suits and shit. Like that's what the security is wearing. At the nightclub level is pretty much done, I would feel like. And they've really changed the level, man. Like the layout, like it still has 2 floors and it still kind of has the same entrance almost, but everything else has changed too. Like the bathrooms were changed, the back of the club was changed, a lot of it was changed, and it was wild. It was like, wow, like it's way different. They've also added like 4 new test levels. One of them is called the Agency. I don't know. I'm assuming that's the one that's supposed to be like a police station almost, I think. That's a new test level.
One that had all the floors. There was like 5 floors to it or something.
No,
like
that was the hospital. And that's the only one that I've tried out of the new test levels. And yeah, that hospital needs to be reduced in size. Like it's too big. Like I get wanting to go big, but it's too big. Like make it, I would say like, make it like 3 levels maybe, not 4. Because I mean, there was like 5 levels to this shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was either 4 or 5 floors. I remember my character was only moving half speed that game, like for some reason.
Yeah.
So everybody's running past me, and it just took me forever to do anything.
Yeah, because I'm assuming it was a glitch that you ran into playing it or something. I don't know. But your ping was really high though. You're right. What else? Fuck yeah! Like I really enjoy Radio Now, man. And, like I'm just having a blast with it. Like that's the game that I usually play with the most, and I'm always playing with randoms because nobody that I know really plays the game. I mean, you guys when you're on, but I mean when you're not on, then I'm playing by myself with randoms. And
Nico as well, but
yeah. But yeah, like I said, I've been playing with randoms, and it's been a lot of fun. Like I really enjoy the new things they added to the game. Like the armor does affect your weight, like your speed. So like if you have less armor on, the faster your character might move a little bit. You can also change how many magazines you carry now of each weapon type. So what I've decided to do is I like pretty much reduce my pistol ammo to like 2 magazines, and I increase my rifle ammo because I'm always running out of ammo like on my rifle, especially if I have it on full auto. Like you burn through bullets in that game so fast that like if you have your shit on full auto, man, and you miss all your shots, then you're just literally screwed because like the game doesn't let you pick up ammo. So it's whatever you went in there with is what you have. And if you run out, you run out, dude. You know what I mean? You're kind of stuck like just doing nothing for the rest of the match because you don't have no weapon, like no ammo. So yeah, it's kind of cool though, the way they let you change that. Like you can change how many magazines your character has, or how many like flash grenades or stun grenades, or different stuff like that. I really like it, man. It's cool, man. It's cool, and the farm level is different now too, Mayo. The farm level, you don't start on the tunnels anymore. I don't even think the tunnels are there anymore. You start on top, like behind the house somehow, and yeah, you go to like this back like balcony area. You end up in the garden right away in the first entrance. You end up in this like that garden area. So from there you can go left to the second story house. You can go right towards the other house, or you can go to the middle to the courtyard. And man, the other night I think I was playing with you, Evan, last night when we got into that level, and dude, like as soon as we got in there, gunfights, just like legit, everyone was in a gunfight for like a fucking solid like 5 minutes, like intense gunfights too, man. Like we were just fucking like trading shots with these bad guys, because the AI in that level is one of the AI that were like updated to hide from you. So they'll shoot at you and they'll get in a cover, and then they'll try to switch cover. Like so if you're behind cover and you're not looking where they're moving to, they will switch over to like the next pillar, and they'll keep moving or whatever, and they'll try to like get around you, or they'll try to pin you down, you know what I mean? And they'll call you out to their guys too. Like they'll say, "Hey, they're over here." And like you hear the other guys like getting ready for you and shit, and they're kind of hiding behind doors and fucking crazy shit, dude. So like that level was fucking intense. Everyone was in a crazy gunfight. I don't know, did you survive that one, Evan?
No, I died real quick.
Did you die in the beginning?
There's a lot going on in that game.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, you gotta be really like fucking focused in the game when you're playing it, man, because like if you're not paying attention, literally like a half a second slip up, not even half a second, probably a quarter of a second, you're dead. You're dead. Like it literally is that fast. You're just gonna die. Yeah. But yeah, that level was actually one of the levels we were able to finish with most of the squad alive. I think Evan was the only one that died that level.
Stop bringing it up, bro.
You know, he's not really that good at the game, Mayo. Rookie over there. And yeah, so I think Evan was the only one that died, which brought our score down. I think we would have got a higher level score.
Fuck your score.
But we got an E for excellent, Mayo. We didn't get an S for super or whatever. So we got an E for Evan. Yeah. For Evan died.
In remembrance of Evan.
Yeah, we got an E for Evan. Oh man, but yeah, I mean that's really like what I've been playing, dude. What else? I tried a game that I was gonna talk to you. Fuck, I just forgot what it was. Man, I forgot what it was, guys.
Well, maybe it'll come to you as we chit chat for a while.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about what you've been playing.
I haven't played a ton. I've been busy. I've been on the run here lately, but been playing. We played a little bit of Ready or Not together the other night after Evan jumped off. He had his fill for a little while, so I jumped on and played a couple rounds with you. Got to play a couple of the new maps. I did not get to play that nightclub map. that looked really good. I did see Evan kind of run through it with you guys on a run. That looks like it's like a good time. Like it looks like a pretty hard level to see like what's going on. There's all those flashing lights and everything else going on and stuff, and it seems like it's I don't know if there's like loud. Is there like loud music going on in that level too? Or
Yeah. It's like
he had
it's
headphones, so I couldn't hear. But
there's like club music playing, and it's fucking loud, dude. So yeah.
Yeah, we played those couple rounds.
Also in that level, Mel, they've added new bad guys as well. So they added like these motherfuckers that have suicide vests, like suicide bomb vests.
Of course they did.
And like that kills like everyone. Like it'll kill everyone in the fucking level if those fucking things go off. Like so, like legit, we ran into a room, dude. We were clearing the club, and we kick in a door, and I kick in the door, and I'm not, you know how you can yell, put your fucking hands up, put your hands up. I'm pressing that command to tell the guy to put his hands up, dude, and he just looks at me and he's like, ah, and he fucking just blows himself up, and it's like everyone died. And it's like what? And everyone's like, oh yeah, that was a suicide bomber.
That must have been when Evan was out here complaining about you, saying that you failed to protect him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh man, this Jesus hobo."
Yeah. So that was in that level. They have those guys in other levels as well, Mel.
Good to know. I'll have to watch out for that. But yeah, the little bit we played, like I said, my character, and maybe actually come think about it, because Evan was playing before that. Maybe he changed my loadout, and I was really heavy. Maybe he changed the armor. I don't know.
Yeah, Jesus was telling me to change all this, change my headset and change my gun. What are you doing with that laser? Put on a flashlight. You don't need night vision. Take those off. I was like, okay. And then the loadout window was like, it was kind of weird. Like sometimes it would show the attachments I had on it, and then sometimes it wouldn't. And then it was kind of weird to navigate, but maybe it's just something that you get used to.
Maybe he gave me heavy armor by accident, and that's why I was moving slow.
I don't know, man, because my guy has the heavy armor on and he didn't move that slow.
Yeah. Like I was moving like a quarter of the speed of everybody else.
Yeah.
The time I played it, and I was like, "What is going on here?" But played that. Went back to a little bit of World War III as well.
Yep.
Messed around with a little bit. I had Evan jump on it and give it a try, so it made me want to go back into it. So the other night, I jumped in, played a couple of rounds, and yeah, it's still like Battlefield to me. It's like gonna be a cheap free version of Battlefield here down the road, which could be trouble for Battlefield, really. Right? I can talk. It could be trouble for Battlefield, really. I mean, once that goes free to play, if Battlefield don't do a whole lot to improve their game. I mean, right now I think they're pretty much on even ground with each other, like the way they play.
Yeah.
If you have a free version and a paid version, and they're both just as good as each other, I mean...
World War III is a really good game. I really like that game. I've been playing that as well lately, and that game is really good, man. Like even though the matches are only 20 versus 20 players, they feel like really condensed maps that are like you're always in a gunfight in that game, really. You know what I mean? There's moments. Yeah, there's moments where you're running around the map trying to go to an objective or something, and they're kind of detailed maps. They got lots of entrances to each objective. But like, I really like that game. Like, they have really good map design, and it feels like 20 versus 20 is a good amount of players to like always have some kind of crazy cool gunfight going on. You know?
Right.
What did you think of that game, Evan?
I thought it was pretty cool. It felt a lot more intimate than like a Battlefield game, because it was like slightly smaller, but it still felt more like, it feels a lot more like Battlefield than Call of Duty, even on like bigger maps and stuff. So it was kind of cool. Yeah, I'd say it looked pretty good, maybe not as polished as Battlefield, but it still looked pretty good. And like Mayo was saying, like, yeah, you got once it goes free, that's going to be a disruptor for sure. Because it was pretty fun. I think I just played one match, and it was, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was pretty cool. Because usually I don't really play, I'm more of a Call of Duty guy, and I don't really play too many of the Battlefield games, but it ran pretty good, and It was pretty fun. So, and if it's free, like there'd be like no reason for me not to play it. So that'll be kind of cool too. Be a nice little option to have. Like if somebody else was playing it, like I'd for sure hop in with them. I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah.
I didn't get to look at like what kind of guns and stuff they had. I didn't see too many options or anything, but
They have a lot actually. Like
yeah.
they do have quite a bit of SMGs. They got LMGs as well as like assault rifles and marksman rifles and whatnot. So yeah, they do have not a giant variety, but they probably have the same amount of weapons as Battlefield 2042 does.
Yeah, I think I just played I was just messing around with like the first assault class, like one of the like one of the beginning loadouts.
Yeah, I think my one loadout I had saved on mine because he just loaded up my profile. But I think the game has a lot of attachments. Maybe the gun choices is decent, but there's a lot of attachments.
Yeah.
I like Battlefield. You can unlock a lot. There's undergrips and different sights and stuff, and you can unlock along the ways, and different stocks and different muzzles. And...
He was probably playing with the default class, Mel, because they did a wipe. Yeah, they did a wipe.
My gun was like level 4 when I was playing the other night too, so like it was still like just a little ways in. But he maybe just leveled up that little bit he was playing.
Probably, but yeah, I know they did a wipe because when I went in there, all my shit was gone. Like all my guns, my shit, everything that I had unlocked pretty much was gone. So I had to play with the stupid hobo default class for a bit, and then I unlocked the M4, and then I started using that, and that's kind of what I use the most, the M4. I mean, it's kind of a good rifle to use.
Did it wipe all your levels? Like
yeah.
The level. Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because it's just in a beta right now, so it's
really yeah, it's in the beta. So they had to do a server wipe for some maintenance or something they were going to do. So they just reset everybody, and then they said that once the game is about to go live, free to play for everyone, that they will be performing another server wipe then. So, I mean, yeah,
it's gonna be a good time. I enjoy it a lot. It's I can't remember what we paid for it at the time, Jesus, but
it wasn't much, like $20,
30, 20 maybe. But either way, it's worth the $20. I've been playing it now. Like even though it's gonna go free to play down the road, and we're gonna lose our progress and all that stuff, it's still kind of fun to just kind of hop in.
Yeah,
and there's enough people playing. Like I said, I think Evan when he jumped in too as well.
Yeah,
there was a full lobby on both sides. It was.
Yeah.
So I know we've had times where we had a harder time finding matches, but it seems like that bigger mode, the one that has like the capture points, is the one that everybody seems to play.
Was that the one I was playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, the conquest type mode or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. The player count right now is 434 players.
That's it?
That's it. But, like I said before, you only need like 20 versus 20 to have a full match,
Right. So if you had 50 servers, of 20 people, that'd be all you need. So you could fill the servers up pretty easy,
Yeah.
Even on a lower player count.
I mean, it says here that since March, they've lost like 4,000 players. I wonder why. It was a big drop in like April, and then May had another drop. Then June had another drop. I don't know. Maybe people just got tired of playing it. I don't know. Maybe people got mad at the wipe. Who knows?
Yeah, that could be. Or they're just kind of waiting. I don't know. Or there's that many people only paid for the beta, and then everybody else waiting for the free version. I don't know. But the other stuff I played this week, Jesus, is just a lot of single player stuff. I was kind of looking at my Steam account, trying to figure out what I wanted to play. I fired up some God of War a little bit, got just a little bit further in that game. Using this PlayStation controller, I have it hooked up like wired to my PC. And it doesn't have any like the haptic feedback or nothing like that in God of War, but it, it works well with it and stuff. So I'm like, it's kind of native, for playing the game, because that way the buttons on the screen all match what I should be hitting for the timed events and all that kind of stuff. And just again, continuing to work my way through there. The only thing I find annoying about that game is every time you like when you break things open, it has like a little drop for like XP or something. And you have to like pick it up each time.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta hit the button. And it's like a little ching every time you find a piece of XP. It doesn't automatically like gather it for you, which is kind of annoying to have to sit there and hit the button all the time. If you see like 3 or 4 of them on the ground, you gotta walk over to each one and hit the button instead of just automatically collecting it. But it seems like there's a lot you can upgrade. A lot of your weapons can have gem slots and all that kind of stuff, and the runes and stuff. So I think I'm gonna enjoy it. Like I said, I just got a little ways into it, and then after that, I launched the Epic Store, Jesus, and went ahead and just looked at some of my free games I had just to see like what I can kind of mess around with. And I launched and downloaded Shadow of the Tomb Raider because that game has ray tracing. And I wanted to see what happens if I like crank the game all the way up on my PC with this 2080 Super and turned on ray tracing and turned everything on max. And I get to the one jungle scene on a benchmark and it dropped to like 17 frames. It was crazy. I'm like, oh, this is like an old game, and even still with ray tracing and stuff, and it's maxed out, it dropped all the way down to 17 frames. So DLSS is such a good game changer, like having that as an option. And that was on there as well. And I think I changed it from quality back to performance. And then I ran it again the next time. I turned off ray tracing. I was getting 190 frames.
Damn.
So that's a big difference between the two. But trying to find that balance where the game would look good and play well at the same time.
Yeah.
But I just kind of messed around with the benchmarks on that. Then I fired up off of the Steam store the Hitman game, the new one. And I just messed with that a little bit with mouse and keyboard. Did not go well. I didn't like the controls. You had I can't remember what it was. You had to hit X for something to like vault, and it's in a weird spot. So like you get your WASD, but X down there, you have to hit that to vault over any kind of ledge. And then it was like to drag somebody, you had to hit B. So it was kind of those couple keys you're just not used to hitting,
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, where's B at, And I'm used to it enough, but it was just, I'm like way better on a controller for sure. I was just too lazy to get the controller, but I played through the first, tutorial part. It seems like it'd be a fun game. I haven't played one since they did the reboot a long time ago. So that's something I might mess around with a little more.
I really like that game. That game is really good, man. Hitman 3 it's a cool fucking game, and having the collection is really badass. So you'll like it, man. I think if you buy 3, you get all of them, right? Isn't that how it works? Like they're all together.
They gave away on the Epic Store together. Like it was 3. It was like a trilogy or something like that.
Yeah,
I'd have to go back and look at it, but
I think they're all together, like the whole the trilogy. Because I know if you bought one, and then you bought the second one, they were like merged together or whatever. So I don't know.
Is it like a launcher that has the other ones on it?
Yeah, it's like a launcher that has all of them on it. Yeah, kind of like how Battlefield is or whatever. Where you play Battlefield and you have like all the battlefields in the launcher or whatever.
Right.
Well, Battlefield 4 did that, and Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 1 or whatever. Yeah. Battlefield 2042 is not in that like group. I don't know why. That's weird, huh?
They disowned it. They're like, this game is not a Battlefield game anymore. We're not putting it in that group.
It's like they didn't want to include it in the group. Like, no, bro, you're not in the Battlefield club. Anyways.
But the last game I messed around with was I downloaded. I'd never played before. I think you enjoyed this one as well. It was Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah.
And I set that game up too, and I put everything on max, and it ran really well and looked really, really good. And it seemed like it was a lot of fun. Like you're doing the hacking, like we have to go from like camera to camera to just like highlight the enemies. And I just like the trial stuff toward the beginning where you had to go like wipe your data that they had on you, and you're going there and you're looking at the cameras and you're marking the people and you're going through, and it seemed like it was gonna be kind of a fun game as well. So I'm not sure which one of those I'm gonna keep on playing here, but I don't know if you have a suggestion which one I should keep on playing. What do you think? God of War, Watch Dogs, Tomb Raider?
I say you go for God of War. That was good.
Yeah. I recently saw the trailer for for God of War, the Ragnarok, the new one. Mm-hmm. And fuck, dude, I'm like, I need a PS5 again.
No, Jesus is buying another PS5.
Oh yeah, I need another one. I need one before November comes because I need to play this fucking game. It looks really cool, man. I don't know if you've seen that.
Gonna be buying them.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the new trailer for it, but it looks fucking sick. Yeah. Anyways,
But that's pretty much all I've been playing this week. What about you, Evan?
Lately I've just been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That game's fucking massive. My brother finished it, so he let me play it, and I think I just finished something on the PS4 or the PS5, so forget. Oh, I was playing Dying Light 2, so once I finished Dying Light 2, then I think I started playing you know what? That doesn't sound right. Whatever it was, I think I just finished something on the PlayStation 5. And so I started up Valhalla, and then so I've been having fun with that. That one keeps me pretty busy. Like at first, did you play it, Jesus?
yeah.
Yeah, so at first, you know how it gives you like the little prophecy, like, oh, you're gonna turn your back on your brother or blah blah blah. And then you know, you start going through the story, and then I started gradually. At first, I was like, "Nah, my brother's cool. Like, we're not gonna go through with the prophecy." But then I'm probably like halfway through the game, and I'm like, "Man, fuck Sigurd. This guy's a piece of shit."
Yeah.
He starts doing some weird stuff, and then you start, you know, I'm just like, "Man, this guy, whatever." But
Yeah, that game is cool. I like that game. I like the setting of it. Being a Viking is pretty badass.
yeah, you just feel like a brute, like just very primal, and like all your actions and stuff. Just the fact that I'm just using the single hand axe and the shield, so it feels like, I don't know, it feels pretty authentic, like barbarian status. Like, you know, you're coming from you know, your homeland, and you sail across the ocean, and then now you're in England, and you're just like, you're kind of just taking over the whole country, like just little piece by piece, and it feels pretty, you know, you get to do all the raids and stuff, like from your boat, and you just get to see like your whole ship, like get off the boat, and they just start running down into the town, and you just start burning stuff, and by the time you leave there, it doesn't even look like a town anymore. It's pretty brutal. Some of the finishes that you get to do in there too, like I think they change, because I haven't changed weapons, and I think it's just from me leveling up that, like, as your power level gets higher, like, I think the finishes start to change. I think that's what it is, because you get to see, like, all of a sudden you'll see them do, like, a different finisher, and you're like, whoa, that's sick. So that was, so I'm doing that. I'm playing that on the PS5, and it looks pretty good. Before I played Valhalla, I just remembered that I went and I played Detroit Become Human, because I had never played that one before. That game was pretty wild. That was just like a different game experience, and that was interesting for sure. Just like being able to do, you know, you're playing like, what is it? It's like 3 stories at once.
Yeah.
And you're just, you know, you're seeing them all start to intertwine with each other. And it's like, it was pretty trippy, like having to make all the decisions and stuff. And then the cool part about it that I liked was being able to, you know, see the flow chart after the mission. You get to see like all the available options that, you know, based on the actions that you do, and it gives you like a percentage too of like, you know, how many people or what percentage of people chose this option, or what percentage of people actually did this versus that. And then you can see between like the worldwide stats and you can toggle it between like the stats of like just your friends list. So that was kind of cool. It's like you get to, a little bit of perspective on your action stuff. You played that one, right?
Yeah, I fucking love that game. On that game, what ending did you get?
So I got the Kara and her daughter, they both died. Or Kara ended up killing herself because her daughter died. I got that.
That's the female robot, right?
Yeah, Kara's the one. Yeah. And then I had shit, I forget now. The Marcus, I successfully did the revolution, and Connor, the detective robot, I want to say, he did like a suicide mission because he went into the main police headquarters, and like, as he like went in there, and he whatchamacallit, he went down the elevator and he like took out the guards, and as soon as he stepped out of the elevator, like he just got like destroyed by like an army of robots. Like, so it was pretty much like a suicide thing for him. Like, he knew he was gonna die going into it, so he kind of went out in like a blaze of glory.
God, you got like the worst ending possible.
You know what? I think I fucked up because I started off like on a I had like I was thinking a certain way, and I started changing like my actions. Like I could tell I was doing like different actions like halfway through the story, and then I think I veered off course by the end of it. Yeah. And then it was cool how they give you at the end of the game, they give you like a little survey, and it's like all these it's like 10 questions based on like how you would feel about androids.
Yeah.
And then it gives you like a percentage of that too for all those questions. I thought that was pretty interesting.
That was I got the good ending. I got the ending where Kara and the little girl escaped to Canada. They escaped to Canada, and then that was like a close one though, because I think that one you can fail it at the end, like right when they're about to cross the border, like you can fuck it up and like have it to where she gets fucking shot by like all the cops at the border patrol or whatever at the border, Canada, and then what else happened? The detective, the cop guy, the one that was with Connor, he died because he got like Connor fucking shot him because Connor wanted to save the robots and the dude wanted to shut them down, so he fucking killed him or something. And then like something happened at the White House with the president signed some executive order or some shit. I was like, what the fuck? It was a crazy ending though. But it was mostly positive. I think the robots got like freedoms or rights or something at the end. Something like that.
Yeah, see, I think that's what it was. I think I fucked up with like the like who I wanted to be on the good side with. Like at first I was kind of like I was trying to be friendly with Hank, the detective.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck this guy. And then like, but by doing that, you kind of have to choose between Hank and the lady that's like the head director or something, like who's overseeing the whole thing. And like my relationship with her just kept going down. I was like, fuck it. And I think that messed me up at the end because I didn't get a good outcome for Connor. And then the Border Patrol, I think they shot the, I forget his name. It's the black dude that starts helping the chick and her daughter. I forget his name. Luther's his name. Yeah, he died. And then, it was something, it was that last little part that you mentioned of the, like when you're crossing the border.
Yeah.
Like Kara gets, I think I had her like try and like accelerate the boat, and then they just like they lit everybody up, and then yeah.
Oh shit! You got the terrible ending. It's cool though. It feels like Like we almost played two different games here, but it's the same fucking game. It's just we got completely different endings to it.
Yeah, it was crazy for sure. It was an interesting game. That was if you've got, I think it's free on the PlayStation, so if you got a PlayStation, like you should definitely check that game out.
Maybe I should have him play Heavy Rain Noise here.
You never like I was gonna ask you that because you said there was like you were kind of surprised by the three different stories. Have you never played like Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls
Never played that.
or like Until Dawn?
Nope, never played that one.
Yeah, so like I said, those are all kind of similar games where you have a story, and Until Dawn it's not made by the same people who made those. So like the people who made Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, they're the same people that made they made Detroit Become Human.
Oh, okay.
And the people who made Until Dawn, they're like a completely different studio. That was a PS4 exclusive or whatever. But yeah,
I liked it. It's cool.
yeah. Heavy Rain is about this guy who that's a really old game. That game came out like in 2010 or 2009. But that game's about like this guy who his son gets kidnapped by this like fucking serial killer guy, and then he pretty much has to like you have to kind of figure out like who the hell took your kid or whatever. But then you're also playing like as a detective, and then you're also playing like as a cop. Like it's like the dad and the detective. I think it's two different perspectives. But then you kind of like fucking like the story comes together in the end, like who's the killer, and you find out and all that shit.
I liked it. It was fun. At first I was confused, and then I was like, and then I started getting into it, and then I was like, oh, okay, like, yeah, this is, and then I started seeing like how they're all going to intertwine, like when you're on the run with Kara, the girl and her daughter, and then you see the detective like starting to investigate and stuff. I was like, they're real close together. I was like, oh shit, like that's how they're going to start all tying together. And then what tripped me out too was like, when the daughter, it shows that the daughter was an android too. I was like, what? That's kind of where my decisions started changing. Like I was like, dang, this is wild. And I started looking at the game differently.
Beyond Two Souls though, I think you might like that one. That one's who's the girl who Ellen Page, you know who she is, right? The girl who played the Last of Us character or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know who the fuck Ellen Page is? She's like an actor.
No, what are you talking about? The Last of Us?
No, I'm talking about Beyond Two Souls.
Oh.
But yeah, anyways, Ellen Page is the main character in that game, and you play as her, and pretty much you only play as her, really. You play as her and her ghost, because she's like this person who has like these super abilities to like, I think she can talk to dead people, like she can see ghosts, like legit see. She can't see all the ghosts, but she has like this ghost thing that's always with her. And it's like a spirit that's attached to her, and that spirit can do shit, and she can control it, and she can like, you can like have it do shit, you know what I mean? Like open doors or like fucking whatever, you know, like do crazy shit. And pretty much that story is about like she escapes from like the government or something, like the CIA like is testing on her, and she escapes and runs from them, and like she's on the fucking run from like the government or whatever, and it's like a whole like conspiracy theory, like crazy fucking story.
Beyond Two Souls. Sounds good.
It's good. It's really good. It's the same style as Heavy Rain or Detroit Become Human. It's the one that was in between those two. Yeah, I believe that also was a PS4 exclusive. All these games are PS exclusives.
No, they're on PC now.
Well, they're on PC too, yeah. But when they originally came out, they were all on PS4 exclusively or whatever. And Until Dawn is about like these teenagers that go up to like this house in the woods, and they all start dying one by one because a serial killer is chasing them around with the chainsaw and shit.
Yeah, I think my brother played that one. He was having fun with that one. Did you talk about that one before?
No. Well, I have before, but yeah, you can talk about it if you want.
So, Mayo, showed me this game called Bright Memory Infinite,
Okay.
and it was fucking badass. It was
Yeah.
just a demo though, huh?
No, it's the full game.
Oh, it's a full game.
Yeah.
I just played the first level of it, but it was super fun. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got like shooting, and then you got your sword that you use, and then you got some like some weird powers or something too.
Yeah, something like Crisis in a way. Like you have like a
Yeah.
suit, and you have like some psychic type powers too.
Yeah, that one
Yeah.
was really fun. I like that.
And that's a game that I think that was one of the first games that when ray tracing came out that showcased ray tracing and shit, right?
Yeah, I think it was like one guy made it as well, but it's just really short.
Yeah.
Yeah, was it only like 2 hours?
Yeah, we looked up the time to beat. Like
4 hours.
the campaign was like 2 hours, but like the 100% completion was like 5 hours. But
Yeah.
you can buy it for $20. That was the game when you bought the demo for $5. You got the game for free when it released. So that's why I ended up having it. But like I said, it's a short game, but the ray tracing is really good, and the graphics are really good for one person making the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty top notch. And it's got your boss fights and everything else as well. Sword play, gun play.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Like, I hope there's another game like that or something, like a longer game, because that'd be sweet. The one last I before I left on my little road trip, I played Cyberpunk all the way through again. And,
Again.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah,
Whoa.
bro. Get on my level.
All right, come at me then. Come at me, bro. What's going on here?
Yeah, so before I did a whole different play style for this one. Like, I started seeing it in the later half of my first playthrough, back when Cyberpunk first got released. I was like, I saw like what you could do with like the quick hacking and stuff, and like your intelligence level and whatnot. So instead of putting like points into like body or like guns or whatever, all I did was I upgraded my my quick hacking level and like my technology level or whatever. Like, I just did it completely opposite from what I would like normally do. And I could just walk into a room and I can shut down the optics of any guard. I can disable all the cameras, and then I can, unlock doors. And it was just like a completely different play style from like the first time. The only thing, like, I rarely had to use my gun too. It was just completely different. And the only thing that kind of messed me up was, if I did want to use like a certain gun, I needed to have my body like leveled up to be able to like hold some of the bigger guns. So I wasn't able to use like some of the snipers, and just because I didn't have the points in like the body part. And so that was kind of a bummer, because you get some pretty cool snipers and whatnot, but other than that, like, I really didn't have to do much combat, because like I had so many perks that I could use, and like it was just a different play style. So it was really fun. Like, I was able to kind of just do the whole game over like with a fresh experience. And I was going for the secret ending too. That was something else that I wanted to do. There's like an ending where it's kind of like a suicide. You have to have a certain relationship with Johnny Silverhand, and there's like you pretty much get down to the very last mission, and you have to have that good relationship with Johnny, and you get to the like the choice, like, all right, how are you gonna? You're pretty much deciding how you're gonna take care of the Arasaka like little situation. Like, are you gonna take the deal from the corporate lady? Are you gonna go with are you gonna call Pan Am to like help you out? Or I think there's another option too, like anyways, you get down to this decision, and there's like, 3 options. And then what you do is you don't click anything. You just leave the game on for like 5 minutes, you just like, take your hand off the mouse and you got to wait 5 minutes. And then Johnny's like, hey, there's another option too. Like, you can, he's like, it's kind of hard choosing which friends you want to die with. He's like, but there's another option. And then it's pretty much like Johnny, he's like, hey, we can go in there guns blazing. And it's pretty much a suicide option. But so that was kind of cool. Like, as he starts talking to you, there's like this badass music that starts playing in the background. And you're getting all hyped up in there just to like pretty much just walk into your death. And you go into the lobby level of the Arasaka Tower. And I couldn't get past the lobby. Like, I don't know if like, I don't know what was going on. Like, I tried for like probably like 4 hours trying to make it past this lobby, but I couldn't do it. Like, I tried like boosting my my health up, and I tried putting on like different weapons and stuff, but like I don't know if it's just that's how it's supposed to be, but I couldn't make it past, and it took me 4 hours because I had to keep reloading it. The last part you can save at is right before you make this decision. So you got to load back to that, to the save, and then you have to wait 5 minutes every time. And I was getting so pissed off. It was like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I was just like, fuck. And my brother came in my room after a little bit, and he was like, dude, what's going on? Like, are you okay? And I told him, I was like, I got to wait 5 minutes to try this over again, and I just couldn't figure it out.
Damn.
But yeah, that was Cyberpunk, dude. Such a great game. Like all the little side quests and stuff, like so good.
Yeah, like I want to replay that game. I want to go through it and like do everything, like all the side missions.
Yeah, that's what I was doing too. I was trying to just do all the side missions. There's some good ones in there. There's some really good ones.
Yeah. One of the most memorable ones for me is like the mayor one. I really like that one.
Oh yeah, where they're changing his memory.
Yeah.
Like him and his wife, they're starting to have like their memory taken over, and like that's because he's going to be mayor. And yeah,
and then like
crazy.
something was like, I don't know how it ended for you, but for me it was like a choice came up to like tell him or not tell him, and the wife was like, if you tell him, like, this is it, like it's over, like our life is over, like the mayor thing is over, everything's over, Yeah. Or you could just not tell him.
Yeah, there's two different spots in that mission to where it's like if you keep playing along with it, the mission like kind of goes on more. And then there's like the final decision where it's like the mayor, the wife takes you, like she tells you to meet her at this restaurant, and you meet up with her, and she's like, hey, like I know that they're changing our memories, like can you just don't tell my husband. And so it kind of gives you the option there, like, you either tell him or you don't. And then, it's kind of like, I think I told him, and then like, I forget which one I did, because I did both of them, like one on my first playthrough and the one on the second one. And it's like, I think I listened to her the first time and I didn't tell him. And then the second time I told him, and then he kind of gets all freaked out and his head's all cloudy, and like he kind of sends you a weird message later on. He's like, yeah, I can't talk to you. Like, here's your money, but like, fuck off pretty much. So yeah, that was a crazy mission.
Yeah. That was a cool one. The Jesus Christ one was kind of a cool one, where the dude wants to be crucified.
And you have to, the wildest part about that one is that, you're going through your whole like little mission, your whole little journey with this guy, and he's just trying to get forgiveness, and like he wants to, there's like the corporate lady that's just trying to make money off of this, but they're trying to make a brain dance of this dude getting crucified. And the wildest part in that mission, dude, is when you have to like when he gets raised up on the cross and you physically have to press a button to like hammer in nails into his hands and in his feet. That was the wildest part for me. I was like, holy shit, this has got to be one of the craziest things in video games ever. Is like, you're literally crucifying someone.
Yeah, it was kind of wild. I mean, that's one of the most memorable ones, like that mission. Because in the end, right, like don't you have like an option where like you can try to talk him out of it or something? You know, you're like, no, man, like you shouldn't do this. You know.
Yeah.
And I think that like at first I was like almost gonna talk him out of it, but then like the dialogue started changing, and they started giving me options to like say fuck it, just let him do it.
Yeah. So that's the trippy part too. Is like as you're going through the dialogue, it starts like, you know, it gives you the option, but you can kind of see like they want you to go through with it. Like they want you to see it, even though they give you the option. Like they give you a lot of chances too. They're like they want you to do it, but you know they're still acting like they're giving you a choice, but they want like, you to see it.
Are you
fucking crazy?
Are you sure you don't want to crucify this guy? Like, are you sure about this right now? We can go like any time now, bro. We could just do it. Let's just do it. How about we just do it and call it good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember because at first I was like, no, man, you know what, like you'll be forgiven no matter what, like, you know, you've done good, whatever. And then I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's do it. You know what, you should do it. Let's do it. And yeah, you should fuck. He's like, yeah, I should do it. Yeah. So we ended up fucking having him crucified. It was fucking crazy. Then one of my other missions that I really liked was the AI, the car AI one, where like the car AI goes crazy.
Yeah. See, the first that was another thing too. I remember from the first playthrough I did, I didn't have enough of the technology or like the hacking skill, so I couldn't do the option to like free him or like fuse him. Like with all of his like selves or whatever whatever it was. I didn't have the option to do that. So on this second playthrough, I did have that leveled all the way up. So I was able to like, you know, do that option. And then Johnny was like, you're a good man. Like you did good. Like you did the right thing. I was like, thanks, Johnny.
Yeah. Yeah, in my playthrough, I remember the ending of my game. I ended up choosing the option where like you get the chip ripped out of your head or whatever. But they tell you like if you go through with this, you pretty much got like 6 months left to live. Like you're gonna die, dude.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Like I did all this to get this shit out of my head. I'm gonna do it. Like fuck it, do it. Like you went through all this fucking shit just to get here. And I was like, fuck it, we're gonna do it. So I go through with it, and I don't know if you ever got that ending, if you did it on your last one or not.
I did. I think I had the, I know I partnered up with Pan Am for the first playthrough I did, and I think it was, it's kind of fuzzy for me. I don't remember I don't remember what happened. I know it had the voicemail scene at the end, but I think that's for all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, because one of the options when you get the chip out of your head, I think is to like, you can get the chip out of your head. There's 3 options, right? You can leave him in your head, and that option, They tell you, like, if you leave him in your head, Johnny's going to take over your fucking body. Like, he's going to control you, and you're going to be the engram stuck in his body. You know what I mean? They tell you, like, you're not going to die. You're still going to be a conscious thing, but you're going to not be able to control your own body at all, like, whatsoever. And then they're like, if second option is getting the chip taken out of your head, but if you do get the chip taken out of your head, then you're going to die in 6 months. But once you do get the chip taken out of your head, like you're in the space station or whatever, and like pretty much you're doing like all the tests or whatever, like the running, the jogging, the memorizing, like the bricks, the whatever, like all this shit to memorize the pattern. What's the pattern? And like you start doing that shit over and over and over and over, and you like start going crazy. And they tell you like, okay, they're like, well, you're good, but you're going to die. Like, what do you like? They're like, you could die. You can go back to Earth right now. We'll send you right back.
I don't think I went to space.
And you're gonna Yeah, well, I was in space, like in this fucking, like I was like in a space station, like I don't know, some corporation owned like a space station. And they sent me up there, and they took the engram out of my head or whatever, and they started doing all these tests. And then they're like, all right, we can send you back to Earth right now if you change your mind, and you can fucking die, like in 6 months, you're just going to die. No matter what you do, you're going to die. Or we can put you in an engram, and we can make you an engram, and then we're going to put you in a new body like 50,000 years from now.
No,
and I was like...
I never went to space on my first playthrough, and then obviously not on the second one either. But
yeah, so and I think I became an engram in the end. Like I just ended up like fucking. I was like, "Fuck, man, I'm becoming the thing that he wanted out of his head."
I played as a female character my second playthrough, so I got to romance Judy too.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I got to have tits. And I added a dick, too.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. So
I did it for Judy.
Oh, okay. I see what you did. You did it for Judy. Okay. Yeah, but I mean, I fucking love Cyberpunk. I want to play that game again for real. Like, that shit's dope. It's fucking dope.
It's such a bummer, like, whenever I think about it, like, how many people didn't get to play it.
Yeah.
Because of, like, the rough launch it had.
Yeah. Anyways, people, Gunny is here. Welcome, Gunny.
Hey guys, what's up? Just coming back from the old water park with the kids, and 98 degrees out there. It was a great day. But sorry for being late, guys. Hey guys, I do have a book recommendation, a book and or audio book, because we're talking about Cyberpunk and Jesus is talking about engrams. It's called Backyard Starship. I think I've listened to... I'm up to like book 3 right now. I think that's how many they've got, 3 or 4. It's really good. It deals a lot with that, as far as like putting consciences in other bodies and other machines, which is cool. It's a good space ranger space opera.
Gunny, I think you're in the sun too long today. This is a video game podcast, not a...
Oh, yeah. As far as video game, yeah. So that leads me off to my point, guys. I don't know where we're at in the show, but I've been playing the wrong game because I should go back to Cyberpunk. I've been playing that Far Cry 6, and it's like, okay, I finished every Far Cry game. I have to finish this one. It just has to be done. But it is so boring.
Far Cry 6 is boring. I thought that it would have been a better setting, because, I mean... You think about the setting they have, like, oh, you're on an island with the fucking dictator, and you're going to want to take this motherfucker out. Like, I'm in. I'm fucking in, right? Like, I want to do this. But no, it's a fucking boring game.
Every time I play it, and I probably played a good, 12 hours this weekend, or this week plus, the ending of the weekend, but it's like, all right, I've got one more area to go to. I don't know how much of the game I've got to go through. But it's like, every time I play it, and you guys know I really, really, really love Just Cause 2, and it's like every time I just kind of want that. Like, I want the big explosions. I want to be able to grapple to, a helicopter that's just chasing me down the road as I run down the road, trying to call for a car. Like, I need an Uber or something. It's like, but I think I'm playing on normal, but it feels more easier than anything. So, who knows? Maybe I am playing in baby mode, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't really die as often, unless I fall off a building.
I don't really like that game. I mean...
Yeah.
I like the setting of it,
but I'll just deal with it. But
I like the setting of it, but I don't like the game. Like Far Cry 5 was just really fucking good, man. Like, that whole setting, the fucking... Story. Yeah, and the story. It was just really well fucking done, And this one is not so much.
I'm telling you, I'm way further into this game now, but it's still like, wait, oh, okay. Yeah, I almost forgot for a minute. Yeah, the reason I'm actually, fighting along with the guerrilla.
Yeah.
And against this evil dictator, who I think needs to show up a little bit more.
I mean, he's a good bad guy. That guy.
He is. He's great.
He's the same bad guy in everything, though. Like,
even in The Mandalorian?
Yeah, he's the same bad guy. He is the same bad guy in The Mandalorian. He's the same bad guy in fucking Breaking Bad.
Yep. Gus.
Same bad guy in Far Cry 6, and even in like The Boys, he's almost like the same bad guy in The Boys.
Oh yes, he is. That's right. He is in The Boys. I'm actually caught up on that show.
Oh man, The Boys is
I think
good,
I watched
Mayo.
the season finale, season 3, which I will not spoil for anyone.
I got rid of my Prime, so I'm like, bad timing there.
Dude,
you know, there is something, Jesus, I want to bring up. And I think maybe, I want to say, Jesus, you misspoke on it. I've been waiting for us to come back on it because you were talking about in the beginning, Jesus, of season 3, where Homelander, you said to me, and I think I just made like a few comments on it, and Jesus, you said that he is out of control. I thought, no, he's not. He is in control. Well, maybe not the season finale, but he is in control that whole season. Like he's on to everybody, if that makes sense. Like he's one step ahead of them in some ways.
In some ways, but in some ways he's not, because he can't get ahead of him, because he's like, he knows
Everyone's against him.
Well, yeah, but he also I feel like he legit felt fear for the first time ever.
With Soldier Boy, right?
Yeah, like he's never, like you could tell that he's never felt fear. He's never been afraid of anybody because he's powerful as fuck, right? But then he realizes this motherfucker Soldier Boy is back, and he's like, oh shit, like this motherfucker can actually kill me like this.
Yeah, I saw his lip quivering a little bit when he, he's like,
well, you know, Soldiers
get him.
You know Soldier's Boy ability, right? You know what it is, right?
Yes.
This is, when he does the nuke, you know what happens to the other supers, right?
Okay. So with Maeve, okay, I get it.
When whoever survives the nuke from, like obviously humans can't survive it, but super people can, like the superheroes can.
It's
But
like kryptonite, right?
when they survive it, they lose their powers.
Okay, so that makes sense with that Asian lady that.
Yeah. When Kimiko was in there, she lost her powers because of that. So did Maeve at the end. Well, yeah, whatever, you know what I mean. And then did that's why Homelander was that's why he was scared, because he knows if he loses his powers, then he can just get killed by like a one punch from fucking Butcher or whatever. You know what I mean?
I didn't think about it. I did not think about that.
Yeah. Anyways, that show's fucking good. I love The Boys. I mean, like that's one show that like all the seasons have been good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, just being random here, guys. And then I watched the entire terminal list because I didn't work the last 2 Saturdays.
What the fuck is a terminal list?
Games, watching movies, watching shows. Good stuff.
What the fuck is the terminal list?
Is that what it's called? Is that the one with Chris Pratt? No. I'm sorry. That's what it should have been called, the list. Son of a gun.
No, it is. It is the one with Chris Pratt.
No.
Yeah, it is. It's on Amazon. Yeah, the terminal list.
Yeah. Great show.
But what is it about? What is it? What am I watching? What is this? Why should we watch it?
Okay, so he is a, one of those Navy SEAL operators, and he goes down there with his, all his unit or crew to wherever they go, Middle East somewhere, Lebanon, I'm not even sure. And it all kind of goes foul from there, but it's almost like it's basically conspiracy, and it's a thrill ride. Just a lot of him coming back home and trying to find out, people that are on his list, he just kills them. And it could be anybody, that got his unit killed.
Oh,
and yeah, I won't spoil anything else as far as like who else gets killed, but man, he just goes on a rampage with him and a few other friends.
Okay. Oh, I'll check it out.
9 episodes, great show.
I got Amazon. Speaking of great shows, Mayo's like over here, like, damn, these guys. Another show that I watched, I don't know if you guys remember, a few years ago, we covered that story in the news about the guy who was killed by police during a swatting incident.
Man, yes.
I believe that happened in Ohio, actually, right? Where did it happen?
I don't know.
Anyways. Where the fuck it happened?
That was the one basically where he opened the door, he came outside.
Yeah, he opened his front door, and one of the cops thought he was reaching for a gun, and they shot him and killed him right on his doorstep.
Jeez.
All right, and this guy wasn't even like he wasn't even he wasn't even the one playing the video game. Like there was another guy playing the video game with him, and the dude gave him a fake address. He thought the address he was calling the cops to was the one that the other dude was at, but it wasn't. And pretty much he called the cops on the wrong house. And you know, the crazy part to me of it all is that when the police arrived there, the guy who was swatting the house was still on the phone with the dispatch people.
Yeah.
He was on the phone with them, and like he was telling them completely different things that were going on from what was actually going on when the cops showed up. You know, he was saying like, "Oh, I have my dad in the closet. My mom is dead, or whatever. I tied my dad up. I have all these guns, or whatever." And then, like, the cops show up at the person's house, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm upstairs." And then the dude opens the door. I'm like, wouldn't like the dispatch be like relaying this information to a cop somewhere like that's there? You know, somebody that's there.
Right.
Like, hey, but yeah. Anyways, there's a documentary on Netflix that just came out this month or last month in June. And it was called Web of Make-Believe. It's called Death Lies in the Internet. And pretty much the first episode, I don't know if they're all about the same thing, but I think it's just like each episode's a different story. And the very first episode is about that situation, Gunny. It kind of pretty much covers that whole story of the guy who did the swatting. It talks to his family. They talk to his fucking cousin, like his sister, not his sister, but like his brother, his mom. And like they talk to the family about it. They talk like to the cops. Well, the cops don't want to talk about it because they're being sued or whatever. But like they pretty much cover the story, right? Like what kind of went down that day. Like they're like, okay, we know that this happened and then this happened. But dude, like I was watching that, man, like I legit got really sad, dude, because like we think of the story of that, right? We think of like, oh, some dude got swatted and like he got killed and the cops, and then that's it, right? And the other guy got caught and he got sentenced to prison or whatever for like 20 years or something. Anyways, like, no, dude, that story affected that family like a lot. Like it fucked like the whole family is fucked up now because of it, man. Like just like crazier shit. Like off of this one little event, so much bad shit has happened to that family because of it that like it is so sad, dude, to like just think about that. I'm like, fuck, like that is fucked up. Like it is terrible, dude. Like if you watch it, man, just know that it's really dark. It's really sad because like it's a real like it's an eye opener, dude. Because people don't realize that like I guess this guy who was swatting people, he didn't fucking realize like the actual impact that this could have had, you know. Like and then it actually happened, and it impacted that whole family. And then, you know, it didn't just take the one guy's life. Like it impacted everyone in his family, and it's fucking crazy, you know.
I saw a preview of it, and I didn't want to watch anything sad because, yeah, it did look sad.
It was fucking sad, dude. Like I legit was like in tears almost, man. I was like, like fucking A, bro. Like this is so sad right now. Like I legit had to like walk away from for like a minute. I'm like, this is fucking too sad right now. I can't watch this, you know. And yeah, it kind of changed the whole perspective on that story for me, at least, because I remember we talked about it. But yeah, anyways,
I think I was just going to say really quick, the one that I think about, Jesus, is the one where, and there's probably been several of these, where it was a younger guy that went to meet somebody to buy a video game. It was on Craigslist, it could have been. And whatever, they met up, the guy pulled out, I think it was a knife or whatever, and, or a gun, and just shot him and took his, like, cheap ass, like, video game, whatever it was. It was like, and I just thought, man, I don't know why, I just think about my kid or something. Like, I don't think he was my son's age or anything, but I don't know, it just seems like, man, that one really breaks my heart, and I try not to really think about that, but man, like, just trying to sell like a little $30 video game on, on a service like Craigslist, like, is going to get you killed, crazy. How about just punch him in the face and take the game, it's like, man, now,
the crazy part about the whole, the whole crazy part about the whole incident with the swatting though was like that could literally happen to anyone at any moment. You know, like you don't know, man. You open your fucking door, next thing you know, there's like 50 cop cars outside. Like, how do you react to that? You know, when they're fucking yelling at you different commands to put your fucking hands up and shit. Like, what do you do in that situation? Like, you're confused. It's like the middle of the night. You're like, what the fuck is going on? You know? Can you imagine that? Huh?
That should be a ready or not mission.
That, yeah, like predict if the guy has a gun or not. Fuck.
Oh,
dude.
yeah, that'd be a good one.
Well, no, I mean, that really already happens in the game. In the game, it already happens. Every guy that surrenders, they have there's a chance, a possibility that they'll pull out a gun and like try to kill you, or they'll pick up a gun that's already on the ground near them, or they'll pull out a knife and try to stab you as you're about to handcuff them.
That was crazy about that game, you know, because I was playing it for the first time, and then there's so much that you have to do. You have to report it, and then you have to tie them up, and then you have to report that they're tied up. Like, you have to do a lot just to and that's just for like one body too. Like, that's just for like one guy, and you got to report all the dead people. You got to report all the civilians, and they're like, "I didn't do anything. Why are you tying me up? I didn't do anything." Shut up.
You smack him in the head. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that game, yeah, it is a little difficult at times. But the thing about the tying up people when they're dead, Evan, is that like some people you can shoot them and they'll go down and play like they're dead. So you can report them as a dead body and you can walk right by them and they'll get back up and start shooting at you like from the ground. They'll just start shooting at you because they're still alive. So tying them up actually like helps you, you know, like it saves you, you know, like it covers your ass, because sometimes you notice when you handcuff them or like when they're dead, they won't stay laying down. They'll actually like sit up, and then you can report them as arrested instead of dead, because at that point, like the game shows you like, okay, you tied this guy up and he was actually alive instead of dead. Yeah.
What else you been playing over there, Gunny?
As far as games, you know, I did try that game. What was it, Angryfoot or Angerfoot?
Angerfoot, yes.
Yeah, Angerfoot. Because I think that was free to play, right? Or it was
the demo, yeah, free demo.
Yeah. Man, that was tough. Like I was able to get through the first mission, but I couldn't. I got frustrated trying to get through the second one.
Really?
Yeah, I could not get through that second part of the house. That drove me insane. It was like, wait, was I
the first or second mission really quickly? You get like these different pairs of shoes, and they give you different perks. And one of them, like, make it like reload your gun automatically, like you never lose ammo or something like that. It's a big perk to get right away. It was nice because I don't get to the part where there's a part like basically you get like when you pick up a gun, there's only like 5 bullets. And then when you get to the last bullet, you got to throw it, and then you'll pick up another gun. But you won't pick up another gun until you actually throw it. But you get these shoes to give you a perk. It just automatically reloads the gun all the time for you. So like you never run out of ammo. That makes it so much easier.
Yeah, I think I can get it now that it's like, okay, I understand, like maybe after I use that 4th bullet or I missed once or whatever it was, I can... Now it's like, okay, I can come through and then kick that guy, you know, so he doesn't kill me, you know, shoot me until then I'm dead or whatever. Or I can just easily just divert around him and get through the door, kick the door open faster, get through it.
Did you get to the little like cutscene that was after? How many levels did you make it through?
I only made it to level 2. Yeah, okay. I gave up pretty easy.
I think it was after
dying 20 times on the first one.
I think it was after the 3rd level. There's like a random, there's such a random little cutscene, and you're sitting down on the couch, and like you're feeding like popcorn to this like alien chick that's next to you, but you're using your foot. So you're like picking up a piece of popcorn with your foot, and you're putting it in the chick's mouth.
Okay.
And then you can like grab a glass of wine with your foot, and then you like give it to her, and then like you get a phone call and you answer it. Like you're just using your feet, but it's so weird. And then you're like you answer the phone call and like you get a fax message from somebody, and it's like it's somebody has like it's like a ransom letter, and it's like we have your shoe, and you're like, and then you get up and you go to like your shoe collection, and then you realize that one of them's missing, and then you just continue on with the story. It's so random.
That's weird. That's fun. It's funny though at the same time. Like
But
I'm
it's
going for my
entertaining.
shoe.
You get different guns. You start you'll get like an Uzi later on, and then you get like a shotgun later on after that. So as you keep going, and you start getting different enemy types and stuff start popping into. And since a lot of it's memorization though, like where they're going to be, because they don't ever change the room layout. So even if you die a couple of times, Gunny, you can go back to and you're going to know exactly where they're at every time.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
prepared for when you kick that door in. And you can kick that door in at an angle. Sometimes you can hit people with the door when you kick it. So it depends on the angle which you kick the door open in.
Okay,
Like,
I've seen that. That makes sense. Instead of trying to hit it straight on,
Yeah,
the
you
guy
hit it
that's
at an
in the
angle.
door to the right, I could have just like went up another foot, turned, and hit him with the door. Okay.
And so, yeah, that can factor into a little bit too. But then the game is kind of time-based, so you want to kind of get through it as quick as possible, but obviously you don't want to die.
Yeah.
So you got to get that balance. If you want to try to find all the enemies and kill them all, and get through as quick as possible, and you can get unlocks and stuff too. There's like all these different shoes you can unlock. I got unlocked like 4 or 5 different pair in the demo, and they all had different perks. But the first one you get was the best one, was the reload one.
Is the full game out or is
No, it
it's
comes
just a
out
demo?
2023, I think. So it's just a demo you get to play right now.
Yeah. But yeah, it's probably I didn't play the one that came out. I want to say it was. I'm trying to think if it came out like on, Amazon Prime or something like that. It was. I think you guys played something similar, not similar to it, but it was more of a shooter. I might have just kind of dabbled in it, but yeah, I think I'm more of the top down, Mr. Swifty and Hotline Miami type games is what I'm used to. So
Yeah, it's like a first-person Hotline Miami in a way.
yeah. Yeah. Other than that, I did start up that House Flipper game on Game Pass, and just started it. Basically, did 1 or 2 houses. I think I'm playing that on Game Pass PC. So yeah, there's no resolution for like 1440p, just 1080p. That's all you get. But I like how in the after you kind of do the little tutorial thing with the little house, and then you get a job, and the lady's like, my boyfriend stole my radiator. Like, out of your house? Like, just disconnected it and ripped it out of the wall, huh?
Yeah,
All
that
right.
game had some of the weirdest jobs you got to do, be like something happened or whatever. But it's addictive. It actually gets really fun. I remember Jesus played it forever when he first had access to my Steam library.
Played
That was
what?
like House Flipper.
Oh yeah,
You were playing that a lot early on when you first had access to my library.
yeah.
But I did run into that issue in the beginning where
That shit's
it was
dope.
like,
That shit's
all right,
fun, man. You
have
just
a
sit there.
cleaning. Yeah, you have a cleaning percentage, right? And I was at 98%, and I'm like, is there like dirt behind a wall under the couch? I just can't
Oh,
find it.
There's perks actually you'll get, and you can see on the mini map where the dirt's at, and then there's perks you can upgrade your like how well you can see the dirt, and so it makes it easier.
Ah,
And
makes
there's like
sense.
little cobwebs on the mini map. So if you look at the mini map, you can walk into the room and you can see if the room's clean or not. It'll kind of have like a green along the borders of the walls in the room. Like, you've done everything in that room, but if there's like dirt in a room, they'll walk in and it'll still be like red on the borders of the room
Okay.
on the mini map. And then you'll see like little cobwebs on the mini map. So it'll kind of give you a general area what wall at least you need to look at. And a lot of times it's like by a window or something like that. Or sometimes the windows are dirty. You got to clean the windows. But
Yeah, it's funny because sometimes you only get like a mop, right? But you clean
Right.
everything with that mop. Like, you'll clean the kitchen sink, you'll clean the floor, the couch, like everything.
think you change tools that often, but I mean, there is still plenty of tools you get because later on you got to knock down walls and you got you can build walls and you got to do like spackling and then you got to do electrical and different stuff like that. So they limit it just pretty much like the clean is like the same mop, There is a different tool for the windows. They have like a squeegee and you got to rub the squeegee back and forth across the windows to clean the windows. The game really
I
gets
guess-
crazy when you start getting the DLC. They have DLC which is like a garden, so you can do the gardens on the outside of the houses. You can do
Painting?
there's like a video game version. If you own Cyberpunk, there's actually a Cyberpunk DLC type thing that they give you automatically,
Nice.
which is kind of neat. But
yeah,
it's good.
I can see that
actually
game
enjoy
being
it quite a
addicting.
bit.
Because I was not leaving that house until it was 100% clean, you know? I was just rubbing that mop all over the place. You know, the windows, kitchen sink, everything, countertops. But yeah, just kind of dabbled in that one. Let's see what else. Oh, I tried a game that my son wanted me to play with him, and I still have yet to play with him. But it's just like, it's a cheap game I got off the Steam sale called Road Trip: The Long Drive. And it's some really badly like graphical, you know, it's a real indie game. But it starts out, you know, you're just like in the desert in this little house, and there's like a little, remember those, I think it was like, remember those little trucks, Mayo, like a Chevy Love or the little Toyota trucks, you know, like they were smaller than a Tacoma at the time. Which that's what it reminds me of. And it's like, okay, I see there's the garage and there's, you know, the jerry cans, the gas cans. What else was there? Oh, there's like a spare tire, a spare wheel. I didn't see a jack anywhere, but I'm just throwing everything in the trunk because I'm like, all right, I guess I'm supposed to take this truck out and go somewhere with it, right? Just playing this game blind. And I'm like, oh wait, there's like a basement right next to the truck. So I go down to the basement and there's like this, like, it looks like a sex doll, bro, with a, like, but it has no legs. And I'm like, all right, this thing's a trip. So I take the sex doll, I put it in the front seat with me, right? But I can't quite like prop it up, so whatever. So I just just threw it in the passenger seat, you know? But it's like a bench seat in the little Toyota truck, right? Is what I'll call it. And yeah, I found a shotgun. I put some extra rounds in the back because I'm like, I guess I'll have to shoot something. Get in the truck, start going. And man, the controls are hard as hell with just like, you know, WASD or, you know, and using a mouse at the same time. It's like, I don't know. I didn't even think about using a controller for this game. So, you know, I get somewhere in the desert and, you know, I wreck a few times. I don't flip it over, but then eventually run out of fuel. And I'm like taking the truck apart, you know, like just like the doors come off of it. I'm trying to jump in the back of the truck. Like it seemed like you can only hop like 5 inches off the ground. I'm like, oh wait, I guess I can take the tailgate off, you know, so I can get in the truck. I got the shotgun or the rifle. I couldn't find any extra ammo or any ammo for it. I'm like, where the hell did the ammo go? You know, like, because, you know, the fuel can, it didn't have any gas in it. I just start walking down the road. And I think by this time it was daylight. And I've run into, like, it looked like a rabbit, but a mutated rabbit. Like, more of a rabbit and a kangaroo or something. You know, and I'm like, I don't know, are these things violent or whatever? And that thing just, like, kicked me dead. Boom. And I just rolled over about 15
You
times.
died by basically a jackrabbit, Gunny?
Pretty much. It was a jackrabbit kangaroo thing. Yeah, that was it. I was dead. So I got to get in there with my son, who's probably put, you know, many hours in this with his friends. So I think you can do up to 3 or 4 players with this game. I've seen them play it before, and, you know, they just have a blast with it, just goofing off. You know, they're into the Gary's mods and, you know, the Minecrafts and the Starbounds and stuff, so that's in his wheelhouse. So
Gunny's always playing these realistic video games like House Flipper and road trip games. Like,
yeah, that's my stick, man. That's what I've been playing. And my crafting games like Satisfactory. But yeah, so Satisfactory, guys, I thought I was going to finish. I thought today, before I left for the water park, guys, I had it all set up. I had everything set up, all my my constructors, my other things that make shit, right? And I'm like, cool. It'll probably be done in 8 hours. I'll have that last item completed, and this world will be done after 960 hours. But it looks like a sprawling city. Evan, you got to see it, right? I got to send you a screenshot of it. But yeah, I thought whatever that electromagnetic, whatever the hell I'm making, And so I need 4,000 of those things. And I thought, cool, I can do everything. I don't have nuclear power. I don't need it. This can be completed. And I've got conveyor belts going all over. It's spaghetti hell out there. But yeah, I came home before I saw you guys recording, and I looked on there and only 1,976. So I'm only halfway. So I'm like, no. So it just means I need to make more stuff. So I should be done by Wednesday and just have that build completely done. And I'll probably be close to 1,000 hours, but you can do it in way less than that time.
You need a Steam Deck.
Yeah, I know. I thought about that. I thought, man, like,
with you to work, don't you have like hotel stays or something like that at times, or somewhere? Are you on the road the whole time?
I'm on the road the whole time. So
okay.
No, but I thought about it when I was at the house. I was at the vacation house last week, and what the hell was I playing? It might have been Guardians of the Galaxy. No, I was playing Far Cry 6. But because I just play whatever's installed up there. And I thought, man, I really need a Steam Deck to play, in order to, continue playing this game, especially if I'm there for 2 days. But I do have a laptop up there. It's not a gaming laptop, but I think, man, I bet it would run satisfactory. I just got to install Steam and, probably just go off the Wi-Fi and, which I did order a couple Cat 6 cables, Mayo. These cables have to be old, like the two that I currently have right now in the PC and the Xbox. I don't think I have one in the PlayStation 4.
Right.
Because you figure those go all the way back to the Xbox One days. Those cables. And you figure I've already upgraded my router twice. So, yeah, you figure the pins are broken off of those things, so it's like got a little tape around a couple of them. I don't know. It might speed things up a little bit. So
yeah, you might want to get some new ones in.
Because if I remember why I was telling you I've got that low quality internet at the house, the vacation house, but the Wi-Fi cable I brought up there, the Ethernet cable, didn't work. Yeah, I've tried it twice. It won't work. So so I ordered those for Amazon Prime Day and a few other cables that I need. So
just don't try to make your own. It's really hard. It's a pain in the butt. I remember putting ends on some Wi-Fi cables, or not Wi-Fi cables, but router Ethernet cords.
Yeah.
And it is a pain. There's like 7 or 8 wires. They're all color-coded, and they have to go in a certain order, and they slide into it, but it's so small and so hard to work with. It's a pain in the butt.
I saw that, and there's no way I would do something like that. But I think I ordered, it might have been the dual 10-foot pack or whatever. So 2 for $10. I didn't need anything super fancy. So it was like $10 or $12. So, or I might have gotten the 25-foot. Not that I need it, but I just need a couple 10s. It's actually perfect when I'm running it through the wall. So
yeah.
But that's pretty much what I've been playing. I did play a little bit of that Shadowrun Dragonfall, which is, just think XCOM. These must be older games. I remember seeing these games on the Xbox 360, but I never played them. I remember seeing the cover art for them, but now it's out on Game Pass PC and Game Pass on Xbox. So I don't know how many games it is. I think it might have been 3 different files that downloaded. So yeah, if you're into the XCOM type style games, and I think I talked about it last time we were on the show. But check those out. That's it for me, guys. All I've been watching and playing.
All right. It's news time.
Breaking news.
Not breaking
Bring it
news.
on.
Definitely not breaking news.
It's not new. Not new now. Now that you're listening.
Hideo Kojima apparently came out and said that he had a project that he was making. This project, nobody knows if it's going to be a video game or a movie or something. But he said pretty much when The Boys came out, he started watching some of the episodes of The Boys, and he felt like it was too similar to The Boys, and it was pretty much going to be a story of like a buddy cop detective thing where like a guy and a female or like a partners or whatever, and they're trying to take down like these superheroes or whatever behind the scenes or whatever. pretty much The Boys. That's what he was trying to do. So he said he canned that project. He was like, no, we're not going to do this. It's too similar. People are going to fucking talk shit about me because I copied it or whatever. So no, we're not doing
No, he wouldn't put his own little weird spin on it at all.
No, he said that the main guy he wanted to be the main character of the game was, if you ever played Death Stranding, he would be the guy who comes into he's Matt Mikkelsen. He's the dad of the baby or whatever. So he's the guy who comes into when you get pulled into the darkness or whatever, into the black goo or whatever, and you go into like World War II and Vietnam and all that shit. He's the soldier that's always chasing you around and trying to kill you. That's who would be playing the main character, he said. Apparently he likes that guy. Apparently he became good friends with him. Because they worked on Death Stranding together or whatever. So apparently he really likes that guy. For some reason, Mayo. Why not bring Norman Reedus back, huh? Make him the main guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Former Sonic team head Juhi Naka has seemingly confirmed that Michael Jackson did compose some of the music for Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Oh.
That's right. This question has been widely discussed and argued online for many years because it's widely believed that some of the tracks were composed by Michael Jackson, who was never credited in the final game. Sega has never officially confirmed or denied Jackson's involvement, while various individuals over the years have given conflicting responses. However, a tweet by Naka referring to the recent music changes in Sonic Origins appears to have put the issue to bed once and for all. It says here he was one of the programmers on Sonic 3, and he produced the game. So he said, pretty much said they had to change the music because obviously, I don't know, they couldn't get the licensing or whatever to use it again or whatever, Anyways, yeah.
Poor Michael. Rest in peace,
Michael's music couldn't get. Maybe his family wanted too much money or something for it. I don't know. Who knows?
Probably.
But he said that because he's played this remake or whatever, and he said that the remake has the music that they had already composed the music for the game, and then Michael Jackson was like, "No, I'll make music for the game." And they're like, "Fuck yeah, we're gonna let Michael Jackson make music for this game."
Did you say no back in then? Back in the 80s or whatever.
Yeah, you say no to Michael Jackson, Gunny, back then? Fuck no, you don't say no.
No,
to him.
you wouldn't.
Exactly.
Not to Michael Jackson money.
Anyways, but he said that the music was replaced, obviously, and that he's like, what the fuck? But who knows? In other news, let's move on here to some more news. Ubisoft says Steam games like Assassin's Creed Liberation HD will remain playable despite a warning. Multiple Ubisoft games on Steam will not be accessible after September 1st, according to notices on these games' Steam pages. But based on a statement from Ubisoft, the situation isn't as bad as that message would make it seem. It says here, if you want to see an example of the notice, you can look at the photo, whatever, pretty much. It says here, Ubisoft announced that it would be shutting down multiplayer for more than a dozen games on September 1st, and 4 games on that list to have the will not be accessible notice. The notice appears to warn players that their purchases won't be playable at all, but confusingly, current owners will actually be able to access affected games. It says here, as stated in our support article, only DLC and online features will be affected by this upcoming decommission. Current owners of those games will still be able to access, play, or re-download the games. Our teams are working with our partners to update this information across all storefronts and are also assessing all available options for players who will be impacted when these games' online services are decommissioned on September 1st, 2022. So pretty much what they're saying is if you own DLC for these 12 games or more than 12 games, you better download that DLC because you won't be able to download it after the 1st of September. And if you like to play those games online, well, guess what? You're fucked. And these are pretty much all the Assassin's Creeds except Except...
Probably except Valhalla, right?
No, except the new ones. So, like, the last... since Origins, they're all good.
Yeah, I can read off the list. It's kind of small, Jesus. It's just Anno 2070, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Liberation HD, Assassin's Creed Revelation, Drivers San Francisco, Far Cry 3, Ghost Recon Future Soldier, Prince of Persia The Forgotten Sands, Rayman Legends, Silent Hunter 5, Space Junkies, Splinter Cell Blacklist, and Zombie U.
Yeah.
And that is it.
Play Zombie U.
These are like
On the Wii U.
Xbox 360, PS type game.
They're all the shit.
Yeah.
No one's playing them.
And that's probably why. They're just getting rid of some of that old stuff and just, probably a very small player base.
And I think we'll see, like it talks about September. I don't know. Then they'll probably just bring them back at the beginning of the year again, as a bundle or something. Who knows? Well, they're back on Steam.
I doubt it. They'll just
keep them on the Uplay store or whatever it's called.
Yeah, whatever.
Self-puncher.
It's free. A single-player Apex Legends FPS game is in the works. It will not be Titanfall 3, or it might not be Titanfall 3, but Respawn Entertainment is now hiring for a new single-player Apex Legends FPS game described as an Apex Universe incubation project. That's right. The new project, which is currently unnamed, is described as a developer's dream playground with the freedom to innovate made possible by the unique universe it inhabits. Says here several jobs listings for this project include a senior systems engineer and a hard surface artist. That's
there you
right.
Go, Pinpoint.
Yeah,
you should be out here applying.
You want to be a hard surface artist? Yeah, you know what hard surfaces you'll be painting. All the hard surfaces. Look at him. I like Evan's reaction. I just wanted to get a reaction out of Evan over there. Make sure he's paying attention. Anyways, they're hiring. Who knows what it is? I mean, it's just they're hiring. Guys, they're probably not even working on it yet. They're just hiring. Okay, so fuck it. Who cares? Another news. Let's move on here to some more piece of news. Rockstar is now confirming that to not expect any more major updates for Red Dead Online as it continues to shift all the development resources towards Grand Theft Auto 6. This is bad news, of course, for Red Dead Online players who have for some time complained that the game had been underserved and overlooked by Rockstar in comparison to the more lucrative GTA Online. So it says here, Rockstar has laid out its plan to keep Red Dead Online on live support, and they're moving over to GTA 6. It says here, over the past few years, we have been steadily moving more development resources towards the new entry in Grand Theft Auto series, understanding more than ever the need to exceed players' expectations, and for this next entry to be the best it can possibly be. And as a result, we are in the process of making some changes to how we support Red Dead Online. These changes will mean that there will no longer be any further major themed content updates like in the previous years. Instead, Red Dead Online players should expect events highlighting existing content, plus seasonal special events and experience improvements. Also, apparently, you're going to receive some new Telegram missions that you're going to be able to do later this year. So, yeah.
Yeah.
People are a little mad.
Amazing single player, right? Amazing single player and a good online. Good online, right? Not great, not amazing, fun with friends. But it had a good run, right? It's just, that's all it is, right? It's not GTA. Can't make it be GTA.
Yeah. Yeah, GTA 6 though, man, that game's gotta be huge, right? Like, imagine
how many copies? We should probably call it right now. How many copies will this sell in 4 years? Right? I guess we're making a prediction 4 years from now.
You know what GTA 6 is gonna be? It's gonna be an MMO, dude. It's gonna be like GTA. the online version of that game is going to be like an MMO. It has to be. Like they have to do GTA Online now, but in a bigger scale, right? Get more players on the map. Get unlimited players on the map, even. Like, just fucking say, fuck it, we're doing this, like, fuck it. Do whatever you want on this fucking game. Like, we let you do anything.
Okay, so the current way it is, right? It's almost like that. I don't want to compare it to a Destiny 2, but it's online multiplayer, right? It's not an MMO. But I don't know. So how would that work in the modding community? I mean, how much are mods used? Especially when the people are doing a lot of role playing. I think that just kind of adds, to this game the way it's currently structured. Right.
Why not just take those mods and implement them into the game already? The mods are usually mods that let you be like you could be a cop, or you could be a paramedic, or you could be a firefighter, or you could be a pilot or whatever. Like, why not just add those into the multiplayer? Be like, all right, now you choose a career. Like, you want to make some money the legit way, you can do this.
Or add that to that MMO style type game that they could be working on.
And stuff. They're probably aware, these people are doing this, and they probably are doing something like that where you can do roles or whatever.
Okay, pick what role you want to play. You're going to be the cop, or you're going to be a paramedic, or you're going to be a fucking a criminal, you're going to be a gang member, or you're going to be whatever, like choose what you want to do. Maybe you'll be a crooked cop. I don't fucking know, man. Like, they could do so much with this game, right? Like, they really can. So, who knows what I just hope that it has a really solid single-player game. Because GTA 5 was fucking dope, dude. That story was kind of cool, And that was like one of the first games that I don't think I've ever seen any other game do it, where like you switch to the other players and the fucking shit just goes up and goes down and you're in the fucking world still.
Yeah, I don't know if GTA 4 did that or not. With
no, of course not.
Ballad of Gay Tony, or if that was just like you just play as.
No, GTA 4 was
had some
like
top actors in that game.
No, GTA 4 was you played as one character. Like, GTA 5 was hella dope, though, because you can actually, like, find Franklin driving around the streets and, like, go up to him as Trevor or as Michael, and he would acknowledge, like, that you're there. He'd be like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And then you could keep bugging him. You could, like, follow him around and shit. Then eventually, like, if you stayed around him for too long, they'd fucking, like, punch you or something. They'd, like knock you out, and you'd wake up, like, in the hospital or, like, in the middle of nowhere or whatever.
Yeah, and then when you go to do their mission, they're like, hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Glad you're here. We're going to go do that thing. Let's go.
In other news, here's some more news. E3 news. E3. So it says here, weeks after the ESA announced that, no, seriously, E3 is dead, whatever. Now they're ready to share some more details in a press release. The ESA announced that it's partnering with Reed Pop, the production company known for running the Penny Arcade Expo and the New York Comic Con, to facilitate this industry event. So it says here, we are thrilled to bring back E3 as an in-person event with Reed Pop, a global leader in producing pop culture events, said the ESA CEO Stanley Pierre-Louis. According to this press release, E3 2023 will return to LA Convention Center. And,
Yeah, see, now next year I have to go to California.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if they're going to be like, fuck it, like, just buy tickets to this. We don't even, like, you don't have to be media. You don't have to be nothing, like, well, because remember the last few years of E3, people could buy tickets. Like, what if they're just like, fuck it, this is now a con. Like, this is the E3 con or whatever. Like, just everyone could come.
Don't they do like a lottery system, like to get tickets?
Yeah, you have to if you get in, you may not get in.
Well, and I think and then it's separate for like people that actually have press badges. But I guess as a normal, regular person, probably is a lottery system.
Yeah. Further in the article as well, Jesus, looks like BlizzCon is also returning to in-person events.
Is that Mike Ibarra said he's going to make it happen? He wants to make it happen. Mikey Barra, formerly of Microsoft, now back working for Microsoft under Blizzard.
Yeah.
So, as long as they're not...
I mean, everything's going to return, right? I mean,
mobile
obviously,
games.
COVID is over. COVID doesn't exist no more.
Yeah, what's that?
Okay. But in all seriousness, though, COVID is still around. But, yeah, like events are just going to return, man. Concerts are coming back up. Things are happening. Restaurants are open. People are doing shit, you know. Like,
Hey, see, I was right, Jesus. I was right. E3 is going to come back. Even though when they announced it was dead, I was like, nah, there's going to be something. I wonder, will they call it E3? Will they call it, will it be PAX? I don't know. But I guess in some capacity, right? And we're going to see, I think we'll also see more, what is it Sony has? Not their state of play, but their actual, where they do like their smaller convention things.
yeah.
Remember when they did one in, they do them in different places, LA, Florida, wherever, New York. So, yeah, they'll be back. They bring in the money. Right? They build it and they plan it. People will come.
Well, let's see here. I'm trying to look for more news. More news.
There was one here, Jesus. I don't know if you saw that. It was the that Dr. Disrespect is making a game. And we just have more information on it.
All right, well.
I guess his studio is Midnight Society. Oh, wait. The type of game that they're making. Obviously, it's going to be a shooter.
Dr. Disrespect. You may know him as Dr. Disrespect, Evan. Okay. So you may know him.
My brother dressed up as him for Halloween like 2 years ago. He was able to buy the wig, the glasses, the mustache, like the little vest he wears.
Says here, this game is being made by Dr. Disrespect. It's a self-proclaimed AAA studio that he has supposedly called Midnight Society, which includes people that have worked on Call of Duty like Robert Bowling. It says here there's a new blog post detailing what the game actually is, and I'm going to go to that right now, actually. Fuck this article. We're going to the fucking blog post. What to expect, Mayo? What to expect? Midnight Society is building the next AAA competitive PvPvE.
That's a mouthful.
First-person shooter.
Yes.
And we're doing it openly and transparently, one snapshot build at a time. We will release snapshots, which are playable experiences focused around specific milestones, every 6 weeks. Every milestone has a feedback parameter around weapons, player abilities, gameplay, and play spaces within the game. Our team will be collecting the feedback, prioritizing it, and applying it to the upcoming snapshots. Access Pass holders have exclusive access to download these snapshots. Dev roundtables, both online and in person, will allow us all to discuss the design of each feature, weapon balancing, and other core gameplay loops. Access Pass players have full rights to stream and create content from the early playable snapshots and share their screenshots, the assets, the live streams, or any other content they create from the build and its supporting visual variant guide. So,
this is being called a vertical extraction shooter. So are we talking Escape from Tarkov or whatever it's called? Something similar to that? I assume he's played a lot of that game.
Who knows?
Or is this going to be like a battle royale?
Oh, fuck knows, man. I mean, who knows? I don't know. I'm not really excited for this. It's too early for me right now.
Yeah. I think he's just trying to get some people hyped with this little information he's put out, but hey, he did help get Mayo's game out the door, So I remember that.
What's that?
I said he did help get your famous shooter out there with the game that you play all the time. I remember he was working on that game.
Which game?
Damn, now it escapes me. The first-person shooter, Mayo, that you play all the time.
Apex?
Yes, Apex Legends. So I have faith in Dr. Disrespect that he's going to put out a great game.
Oh, okay.
No, but no Battle Royale. Come on, we've got enough of those. Extraction shooter, right? We've only got 2 of those games. One being Escape from Tarkov, and I think there's that other one out there from Amazon or something. I don't even know who made that game. It's more of a hobo version of it. Might be on Game Pass.
Oh wow, this game. All right, this game will have NFTs, guys.
Oh, there we go. That's what
Whatever. We don't need those. Can you add like Bitcoin to a game? At least give me something tangible that grows in value. Everybody's like, no, Gunny, fuck you. No Bitcoins, no NFTs, none of that crap. Just give us a game we can play that's fun. A fun game. We can pay
listen.
$60.
The company has debuted a $50 Founders Active Pass. All right. With this, you get 400,000 potential applicants that they had. And they had 10,000 NFTs for the event. So they had 10,000 NFTs made, but 400,000 people signed up for it. Mayo, how did that work out for them, huh? All right.
Right.
You have 10,000 people, 10,000 things you can give away, and nearly 500,000 people show up. Anyways, it says here, via the Founder Pass, the Founders Active Pass, participants are guaranteed sweet rewards, Evan, like exclusive merchandise, game feature voting rights, exclusive game development discussion, as well as the download and playtesting of Midnight Society's ongoing snapshot project for Project Moon. So, yeah.
I don't know. You know, I understand. I know it takes a lot of money to fund development for games. I've seen that with, gosh, what is it? Now they've joined Microsoft, but also, other studios. I've seen that where they're like, yeah, look, I don't have to go out and try to scrape up money for development. You know, you got Microsoft money or you get Sony money or whatever it is. But that's what Dr. Disrespect needs to do, right? Fuck these NFTs, man. Go out. Get Microsoft to buy you or fund you or do something exclusive, but I don't know. Screw these NFTs.
Anyways, pretty much, that's it. I mean, people are kind of, some guy went on Twitter and was like saying like, is the 6 weeks a viable thing? Like, do you think that they can really make any significant changes in just 6 weeks? And somebody replied, like, innovation comes from trying stuff that other things won't work, so maybe they'll discover something cool, blah, blah, blah. And then this guy who first tweeted about, like, all these, like, can they really do this? Do you think they could pull it off? Game dev folks, is this viable? And then Dr. Disrespect tweeted back, he said, damn, we forgot to run our plans by the game dev folks. Well, I hope they say it's okay.
He's funny.
Yeah, I mean, like, like, who cares, man? Like, just do your thing, right? I mean, if it fucking works for him, it works for him, dude. Like, you know, who knows? It might be the future of developing video games is fucking being open about shit with your fucking people for weeks or whatever, you know? Development cycles or whatever. Who knows? Or maybe it'll just fucking burn up because they can't keep up with all the demands people want. Right?
Yeah.
You know, you can't keep up. You can't do all the changes. You do one change, you piss everybody else off. You do another change, you piss the other people off. And that's how it's going to go. Yeah. Anyways. What else here? Let's move on. Oh, I got one last piece of news here. So there's a ransomware group, Mayo, called Black Cat.
Okay.
And they have added a Japanese developer known for his games like Pac-Man, Dragon Ball, and Elden Ring to the list of his victims. Just a few hours ago, literally, like not even that long ago, a group that monitors malware source code online known as VX Underground was the first to spot it and share the information on social media. The same source has previously reported on other attacks like the NVIDIA one before it was officially confirmed by NVIDIA. It says here, their tweet says ALPHV ransomware group, alternatively referred to as Black Cat ransomware group, claims to have ransomed Bandai Namco. So they like pretty much hacked them, took over their shit, and they're holding it hostage.
Damn.
So it says here that yeah. It says here hackers have claimed that they'll release Bandai data in their possession soon. And the extent of this hack is not officially known yet. Bandai Namco has been quiet. They have not responded to any comments or rumors. And yeah. What do you think, guys? You think Bandai Namco is fucked right now? They just gave away all of Bill Gardner's information because he owns Elden Ring like in 10 different stores.
You know, I do have some information. Like I do have a login for them for I don't know what it wasn't because of Elden Ring. It was another game, but you know that I signed up for. But I don't know. Maybe just get my name and password. I don't have a credit card tied to it.
Gunny, you're hacked, Gunny.
Like the Canadians got hacked last week when my wife was in Canada.
Dude, legit, Canada didn't have internet for like hours, Mayo. Like a day.
Oh yeah, I remember Ryan saying when we were talking to him in group chat, like he didn't have any internet.
Legit.
Yeah. Well, so check this out, guys. So real quickly, my wife was there a week for a wedding, and then they were in Edmonton, up by Leahy, and so they went to this. We're like, yeah, we're at the Starlight Casino. I don't know if it was like a tribal casino thing, but they were at this mall. They said it was huge. It was like this huge mall, and even Leahy said he gets lost when he goes. They had this big hockey rink in the middle of it. And they were playing hockey, you know, because that's what they do in Canada. Drinking maple syrup and playing hockey. And so they went to the casino, and my wife was telling me that she had, it was like, whatever. She had $50 or $60 in American US dollars, right? Our plain ass hobo money. She's like, I need Maple Leaf money. I need Canada money. So she needed to convert that, obviously, to, you know, put more money in the machine. And the lady's like, yeah, well, the system's all down and the internet's down. And she goes, I can only give you $14. Oh, it was $100. I can only give you $14 Canadian for your 100. The wife's like, what? Did I understand you correctly? Yes, $14 Canadian or what? No, he's like, hell no, give me my money back, you know? So, yeah, it was crazy. Tried to rip her off over there. I don't know. But yeah, maybe the lady couldn't pull out a calculator and do the conversion rate because the internet was down. Sorry, Canadians. But I'm glad your Rogers system is back up and running. See, my wife's not a gamer, even though she's playing fucking slot machine games. Ah.
Yeah.
Any other news other Jesus?
Oh, no. No other news. Just that Bandai Namco may have been hacked, but they haven't said nothing yet. This literally happened like 3 hours ago. Or some shit like that. It happened today.
Yeah, I doubt they would say something immediately. But
yeah.
I'll be checking my email, though.
My old job, that happened to my old job, like at my old work. Like one day we went to work.
Tell me this.
Yeah, we went to work one day, man, and I went to log in to like make like, I don't know, because I used to work in the shipping and assembly area, so I used to ship everything. And I went to log in to like make like some document for shipping. And everything was like in like little characters, man. Like all the file names, everything was like in like stars and squares and smiley faces and like just everything was fucking, and then when you clicked on it and opened it, everything inside of it was just like fucking letters and smiley faces and shit and fucking numbers and then like every so often you would see like this thing that said, email this email. Email this email. If you want this back, email this email. And it was like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, it was pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, definitely. If you click on something in the email, boom, like you'll get those files locked.
Man.
Good potential for it.
Anyways, Gunny, it's console corner time, I guess. I mean, I don't know what the fuck's going on over there. Do you guys don't get
three? Even though I didn't really update it, I've been updating it as you've been talking. I did get some PlayStation stuff. So what do we have for free stuff here? Or free stuff in with subscription. So for your PlayStation Plus for the month of July. So I guess that's still happening, huh? I would like to also get a list of games, but I just have to actually follow up on that. Get a list of games for what's on these services. But for now, if you do have PlayStation Plus, and we'll continue to do that and gets integrated with whatever new services out there, you do get Crash Bandicoot 4. And it's about time. So that is on the PS4 and the PS5. I want to get my PlayStation Plus back again and just do the bottom tier. Or do the mid tier for 3 months. Try that out. Second game is the Dark Pictures Anthology, Man of Medan. Never played that game. That's on all platforms. That is on just the PS4. And your last game is Arcadegon. I don't even know how to say that, but it's Arcadegon. So that's on the PS4 and the PS5. So that is what you have for PlayStation. Xbox, what is new on Xbox? Anything here? Let me just click on it here really quick here. I'll just go to recently added on the PC, on the computer. So you do have, we got a tennis game, Match Point, Championships. Hell yeah, I'm going to download that. I've never played a real tennis game. So maybe I'll just do a hot take on that without actually watching any tutorials. Kind of like what I did with cricket, And then I'll do some rugby. Why not, mate? So yeah, go for Match Point Tennis Championships and Road 96. I know you played this, Jesus. Road 96. So check that one out as well. And let's see. Yakuza 0 for Windows 10. So probably an older game that's on there. I don't know. I downloaded it, have not played it yet. I think Ryan bought one of those even before it even came to Game Pass. So I think I played Yakuza Kiwami, but not Yakuza 0. So that's what we have in the land of Xbox, Gold, and Premium, and Plus, and Ultimate, and all those different things. And Game Pass. And moving over to Epic Store, guys. Free games you can just claim right now through a browser. Even if you don't have a gaming PC, I do recommend you still claim those games so that when you do, you will have all these games to play in your library. And that is the Killing Floor 2. I've played this game, guys. I played it by myself. I think I've played it once with somebody else years ago. But it is only fun with friends. I do not recommend to play this game alone. Because it is like a horde-based mode game. So yeah, get ready, get your guns, and then first wave of enemies comes out, and so kind of hard to watch your back, so you just have to be running forward the entire time. Unless you have 2 or 3 other friends with you. So it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is a lot like World War Z if I remember right. It's before World War Z, but
what's his name from the DLG Gaming? He was actually on the show, and he was talking about it, and he's talked about it on the DLG podcast.
Yeah, so, Robert Digital from over there.
Yeah. So that's another reason, I'm not going to download it again. I'm going to try it, but I got to get a few friends in there and play it. So, and the second game you get from Epic is called Ancient Enemy. Doesn't look that great, but claim it anyway. Don't download it. So, but that's all we have for free games and subscriptions. Moving over to what do we have here for the community questions, guys? We've got a few actually from Facebook and Discord, and even one from Shirt Pockets. So what do we have here? That guy in Ohio cutting down all the corn to get to Mayo's house.
I was playing Valhalla, and I was thinking about how long it takes to show the title screen
Mm.
of the game. So I don't know if it took me like 3 to 4 hours. I mean, it was probably like at least 2 hours, but probably like 2 or 3 hours into the game, and then it shows you like the title of the game, and you think it's got a purpose to it for dramatic effects, or is it just a trendy thing to do right now? Like,
I think it's trendy.
They've always, that's not trendy because Assassin's Creed has always done it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
They've done it.
Origins.
They've done it since before Origins. They've done it with Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed 2.
in Odyssey.
And I think 3, Assassin's Creed 3, wasn't it? How many hours was it before you reached that screen? There was like this
4.
I thought it was longer than that. I thought it was a ridiculous number.
No,
I think maybe more
like,
people were blowing it out of proportion, but
yeah, it was like 4 hours. It was when you played as a dude, and then the people were blowing it out of proportion because you played as one guy, and then it was switched over to the other guy, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
that's the story. Yeah, people didn't like that. So
But
they just do that to make the game seem bigger. Like, okay, now the game is actually going to start after you played for 4 hours.
well, I mean, Cyberpunk did it.
Maybe a sense of scale. Like, okay, you know that you're in for a big game when you play for 3 or 4 hours, and now you're at the title screen.
Maybe, yeah.
I think Final Fantasy 15 I played did something similar to that. Maybe all of them do. Who knows?
I think a lot of games that are that big do that. Like Cyberpunk did it.
Forza did it. Because remember the last Forza you had to play for so long?
Yeah.
You had to play all the seasons, and then it let you get into the multiplayer finally?
Yes.
Yeah, there's that. Forza did it. But yeah. Anyways, I'll be right back, guys.
Oh, so we have our next question here from Adam Wale. Says, do you really think the big N is going to release or announce a Switch Pro this year or next?
I think they got to do something soon. Like, you have these, since the Switch has been released, I mean, they had the OLED, but you've had a new Xbox and a new PlayStation for what, over a year now?
Yeah.
So they're probably
I
soon.
think, yeah, I would think that, I mean, here we are kind of right in the middle of summer, but definitely I think, so what if they do announce it, right? They'll say, all right, finally, you're going to get that Switch Pro. Are we not going to see it until holiday 2023?
Yeah, probably. I would say probably after they announce it, you're probably expecting at least the following holiday.
Right. I mean, I don't know if they traditionally release consoles like Xbox and PlayStation, where they release them, October, right? That's when they normally kind of do their release.
They kind of make their own rules.
Yeah, that's true, right? They might just say January 2023. Who knows?
Did the Switch Lite come out before or after the...
That was first. Wasn't the Lite first?
And then they announced the OLED one?
Yeah.
The OLED was the newest one, but I thought the regular Switch came out before the Lite, right? And then the Lite?
Yeah.
Because that was the handheld only version, the cheaper version.
Yeah, the controller.
And then
I want to say that I remember those having different colors, even though I don't own one. I remember reading that. They were pretty colors, too. Animal Crossing versions and stuff, yeah.
But yeah, I would say probably here soon. I think I would say my guess would be next holiday. By next holiday, we'll see a new one.
Yeah.
Maybe not a Switch. Maybe not even like a Switch Pro.
Maybe a Switch 2?
Yeah, maybe they'll call it like Switch 2. I think they're gonna come out with something new. Like,
okay, man, you've got a Switch.
But
Nintendo doesn't really do numbers, though.
Yeah, that's true as well.
So you guys have Switches. Do they need, like with all the games that are out there, and I always go back to Reggie when, right before Reggie did step down and, as CEO or whatever, he was like, no, guys, the games are coming. I promise you. Right. And he certainly came through with it. Right. Seemed like you could play anything on this little handheld. I don't know. Do they need a Switch too? I mean, do they need more memory or?
They do need something soon because like we've heard in VGO, the Steam Deck, some of the draw to the Switch is a lot of the indie games because again, we don't get a ton of first party stuff. They're pretty slow about it. And their store is just full of indie games. And that was kind of the draw of the Switch, of playing these indie games on the go. But now you got a Steam Deck to compete with.
Yeah.
You can actually buy the games cheaper on Steam, as John was finding out like right away. And it's significantly cheaper to buy it on Steam, like these indie games. And so if you can just get them over there in Steam, and you have this competitor in a Steam Deck now, they might have to rethink in either what they're going to release or how often they're going to release their first party stuff, because it has been kind of quiet on their first party games, really. I mean, you'll get one here and there. And what was the last one we may have gotten? Maybe, I got the Wii sports game or whatever they came out with, or the Switch Sports, but, I don't know what else they've come out with recently. Like, didn't they have like a new golf game coming out? I think like a Mario golf game coming out. I think.
I thought it was tennis or something, but
I know they have Pokemon,
or tennis.
Pokemon's coming out this year. The new, their new version of Pokemon, but that's what I'm looking forward to.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they have to figure something out here soon, because, like I said, I think Steam's going to start stealing some of their thunder.
A little
Like
bit,
John was
right?
saying, he doesn't even use his Switch at all anymore. But
that goes for any company, right? That, how do we keep them in our ecosystem? We don't want them going to Steam Deck.
Right.
People purchasing that.
Performance like on the Steam Deck. They're pretty good.
Yeah, everybody's saying it's really good. Most games run at like 60 frames. I mean, the resolution is lower, but it's a small screen.
Yeah.
So it looks pretty good still.
Is it 720 like the Switch?
No, I think the Switch is only like 5 something even. And I think the Steam Deck is the same as the Switch. I'm not positive on that, but
Yeah, so they got a little competitor in there. So Nintendo needs to step up their game. But maybe that probably means we'll see the Switch
yeah,
Pro.
the OLED Switch is 720.
But they were actually
Steam Deck
all
LCD supports a slightly higher 1280 by 800. But I think, like John was saying, I think he said that OLED has a better looking screen. Like it's a little bigger and it's a little brighter because it's an OLED. You get those better darks and stuff. So
right.
he was saying it's a more vibrant, better looking screen than the Steam Deck. But he said he's still been playing everything on. He says like by no means is the Steam Deck version bad. He just thought the Switch version was a little brighter for the the OLED, but
right. Also, I guess a question, since I don't really own a Steam Deck, I assume you can just put that thing in. Is there like a dock mode or something? You can play it on TV?
They don't have one yet. They're working on it. And I guess there's like third-party companies, like Chinese ones that you can make, and you can dock it and plug it to a monitor and play it. But mainly right now, it's just handheld mode for the most part.
Yeah.
Some people say they wish they had a kickstand, kind of like the Switch, because you could just set it down and Bluetooth the controller to it and use the controller and, just set it down and play some of your games. But I do know they make like stands and stuff for them already too, or little cases with a stand, on the market already to buy, where you can just have a kickstand for it.
The Switch has one, right?
Yeah, the Switch has a kickstand.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever used my kickstand on my Switch, but it does have one.
Mm-hmm. I have my little case that kind of like you can prop it up, kind of. But that's through the case. I don't think I've ever used the kickstand on the Switch either.
I hardly ever use mine on mobile, so it's pretty much always docked. It's kind of defeats the purpose of having it, but it's pretty much always docked.
Yeah. Adam also wants to know what our thoughts are on the Ubisoft DLC cancellation.
Nah, for me, they're old games, and there's probably not a whole lot of people playing them anymore. And a lot of those games, like the Assassin's Creed 3 or something like that, like I could see maybe that being more important. But like some of them older multiplayer games, their servers are probably dead already, anyways.
Yeah.
If they weren't, they probably wouldn't be pulling the plug. If they still had a pretty active user base playing those games, they would probably leave them go. You're probably very minimal on how many people are playing those games online.
Yeah, especially going to like Assassin's Creed 2 or something. I remember that one had multiplayer.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you the last time I
or
fired
Brotherhood or one of those two. Yeah.
Assassin's Creed games because they're so much different. They changed so much after Origin.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably it. That's what I think too. Adam says also, should EA give up on the Battlefield series? Every release since after Battlefield 4 has been a shit show. No, I don't. Even that's Jesus' game, man. They can't give up on the Battlefield series. No way. They can't do it. So.
Yeah, I don't think they will because what else would they have? I mean, they have Apex, but they kind of want to compete with Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I mean, they've kind of been around forever. So I think they should just take a step back and figure something out what they want to do. I think we did see in some notes or whatever that they are maybe working on a single player campaign. I don't know if that's the answer or not, but I don't know. But hopefully they can sit down and maybe make a better next game.
Yeah.
I just think they're going to kind of stop on this one eventually here soon.
Yeah, it'll be interesting going forward, right? I'm sure they're going to keep adding whatever they're going to add to Battlefield 2042, but as far as the next one, yeah, interesting. I'd love to see a single player campaign. I really like Battlefield 2. Battlefield, I don't remember the single player story in Battlefield 3, but Bad Company 2, of course. Battlefield 4 had one, wasn't that great, but it was still a single player game. So, yeah, that was that. Let's see what else we got here from Jonathan Hall. Says, any of y'all playing that Road 96 game? Would you vote Tyrak or Flores in the election? Also, how you digging the game? I'm in my 5th teen. 1 jailed, 2 killed, and 2 crossed. Crazy game. Maybe Jesus didn't play this game. I thought he did. I thought it was something different, but maybe not.
I can't remember when it came out. I see it popped up on Game Pass, and it's also it was on sale on Steam the other day. And
I am downloading it now, Jonathan. So I'm going to check it out. See how it goes.
It came out in 1 second here. August of 2021.
Almost a year ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Good reviews. So
downloading my 13 gigs, Mayo, into the hard drive that you sent me. So got plenty of room on that. It'll load slow, but it'll play great.
Nice. Yeah, something like that. I mean, it's once you get it to go, it's a small game. It won't be a big deal if it loads slow.
Yeah.
But I think that's it. I don't think Jesus is coming back. I think he said he had to go. Like he had something come up, so.
Bye, Jesus. Walks a lot. You can find him on everything. Jesus walks a lot. But yeah, I think that's all we have for the questions, guys. We are finished with the show, I'd say.
Yeah. You can find me over at on Discord and Xbox app and on Origin and all those is the Mayo or the Mayo 1. Probably playing a little bit of those single player games, maybe some God of War yet again. Mess around with that, continuing, and probably I feel like I want to play some more Watch Dogs 2. Mess around with that. You were missing that part, Gunny. I talked about that. I launched it for the first time the other day.
What is it?
Watch Dogs 2.
Okay, never. Wait, is it? Okay, 2 is the best. 2 is the best.
Yeah,
is it 2?
It's gonna be really fun. So
no, Watch Dogs 1 was really good, but I never finished 2.
But what about you, Evan?
You can find me at the Mayo's house, just being a bum. And I'm on, let's see, Xbox, A1 Thick Sauce 6.9, PlayStation as Shirt Pockets, and I'm repping Evan on Steam. What else? You're not getting my Switch code because I don't know it. But yeah, in Discord, I think I'm Shirt Pockets too. So yeah. What about you, Gunny? Where you at?
I'm Gunny Chief. What a word. That's on everything. Pretty
What
much on
about Twitter?
Xbox and Steam. On Twitter, I am Kane Marston. That's KAINMARSTON. But I still have like my Gunny Chief thing there as well. But I guess I am at Kane Marston. You know, I got to keep it secret, guys. I take pictures. I take pictures with my phone, weather pictures and road pictures, and I don't want to end up on the news anymore. And, you know, the boss like, you're on the news again, and you're working. What's going on? Yeah, so that's where you can find me. And on the PlayStation, HGP_Gunny. That's my PlayStation ID.
All right. Well, that's it, Gunny. I guess we're out of here. Catch us next week on another episode of the Horrible Gamers Podcast.
Episode 400.
Yes.
Yeah.
400.
What does Gidget say, guys?
Peace out, Brussels sprouts.
See ya.
Bye.